to
All right, we're live. Hey, everybody, I would like to make a straight. Hey, I'd like to apologize to everybody out there. Yeah, I cut you off. I got to apologize real quick because I'm late. You know,
He
I don't.
warned us. He said, "I'm going live as soon as I come back."
Yeah, I don't.
Back.
Yeah. I don't like to use that word accountability, but I am responsible for what goes on my end. So with
He just
my
had to cut you off while you were praising my logic.
Right, that is true. Yeah. It's like the one time ever in history, and he cut you off. It's okay. It's fine.
Again, I just want to apologize to everybody out there because it was scheduled for 8. I pretty much posted it prep last night with the topic, and I know mostly West don't watch everything, but sometimes Ruby is locked into most of the controversial topics going, but she's not for this one, so I figured it'd be a good one for her to kind of react to the stuff that I've seen and heard of. But I went to sleep, woke up with a crazy headache, didn't eat all day, and I was like, I gotta grab something to eat. So I said, let me get 20 minutes in. And this is how God is, when you plan things, God laugh at you. So I was like, yo, I got 25 minutes. It takes me 5 minutes to go to the store. Let me run to the store, come back, and I'm bada boom, bada bing, I'm out. I get there, their system is like acting all haywire. And I was like, oh, and there was a real nice lady who's like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and take care of everything for you. And I was like, thank you. But I was still late. So I apologize to everybody for me running late, but I love my town because we do have some nice people in the area, even though the other Manosphere Red Pillar space, say stuff about the females and the overweight females and the the singles or the married women. Everything they say is just not even true, especially on my end. I don't see it all the time like they see it. So with that being said, apologize for cutting Ruby off. Throw another apology out there, shout some emails. And we're going to start the show. Appreciate y'all.
At last.
The king's back and the throne's mine. The future's here and it's my time. Straight shot, going for the head with it. Take his head off and say that I did it. Good riddance. Say hi to the bad guy, I'm back in business. If you took what's mine, I'm back to get it. There's nothing you can do, I'm back with vengeance. Now turn me loose. Now turn me loose.
I swear on everything I love, man. I swear on everything I love.
That's very close, Wes. That's very close.
I'm trying to think of what to say that isn't mean.
Yeah, I got nothing either.
I got nothing.
I was just trying to get a good look of everyone
in the virtual realm. Shout out to you. Appreciate everybody for coming on through. This just represents for the Gray Pill Podcast, where everything isn't black and white. It's gray in the middle with all perspectives, free thinkers, all that good stuff. So, like always, appreciate Ruby from I'll Be That News, Wes. And let's get into the chat real quick. So, Ashley said, I'll be in attendance. Thank you. Toasty, I had a great conversation with her over there at Speak Easy. Very transparent and very polite at the same time. So thank you. Yes, you got your cherry pop. Thank you. And it wasn't me who did it. All right. So who else? Just Jay. Appreciate you, Just Jay. Big Nine. Appreciate you, good sir. Thank you. And Don Teasy. Appreciate you. So I don't know if y'all heard about this, but I know that we know that stuff goes on wild within news, media, and all this good stuff. But I don't know if y'all heard about a content creator by the name of Hunter Avalon, a very famous YouTuber out there. His recent girlfriend is also a Twitch streamer out there. They are currently recently dating. I don't know since when, but according to her tweets, it was something that is sooner than long period. I don't know if they was talking behind the scenes for like a year or so, or just recently dating a year or so. But this young lady was, according to her, was in a 11-year abusive relationship. And somehow, some way, her 11-year boyfriend decided to air tag her, locate to where they are in West Virginia, decided to go Rough Rider style on the both of them. She decided to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to stay in the middle of it to protect her man, which is Hunter Avalon. And shots was fired. She got injured. And I know I'm pretty much summing it up, but I want to check out the articles because a lot of stuff that was said and done was now playing catch up, which I think they should have been a little bit more accurate on the article. And that's just my opinion. And y'all could just, voice your opinions about it. So I'm going to get straight to it. But I have to ask this. If anybody just in the chat or just, on just here on the panel, have you ever seen like people just like leave from media, have a relationship, whether it's man, woman, trans, whatever, say, you know what? I like this person. I love this person. Let me just go ahead. You know what? I don't want to lose you. Let me find every way, shape, or form to hold you, to keep you close. If that doesn't work, you know what? If they can't have you, no one can. Let me just go ahead, take care of business, and we'll hopefully, cross my fingers, we both see the Lord together. That was a question.
That was okay. I was really hoping it was actually a question.
People
Can you
in media,
state
though?
that in question
Yes.
form, please?
Thank you, Wes. I think Wes got it. Thank you, Wes.
But people in media specifically, or normies?
Media specifically.
I think they are subject to that the same way everybody else is.
So they're human beings.
Yes.
Yes.
And psychos are everywhere, so it happens.
I agree with that.
There was actually a famous case in like I think the early 90s that changed the DMV laws. Like there was an actress. She wasn't that big of an actress, but a guy was stalking her, and he got her address through hacking the DMV. And actually, he didn't have to hack it that much. The DMV didn't have anything in place to stop people from viewing addresses on it or searching things. So after that happened, and I'm really pulling from long-term memory here, but after that happened, that's when they started changing laws to try and protect identity a little more.
Okay. Well, the question, and I'll be direct, my bad, Ribby. The question was, have you witnessed or seen or heard of anybody within media, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, have relationships with each other, somehow have a side relationship, and like, you know what, and it got very toxic and abusive, and somehow the man or the woman decides like, no, you know what, I still want you, don't break up with me, let's stay together. It doesn't, and the person still refuses, recently gets with somebody else who just decides to, hey, I don't want to be with y'all. And next thing you know, the person in question decided to take matters in their own hand and either take their life or that person's life, vice versa.
Okay, I feel like that is an unnecessarily specific question. But I will say that I mean,
Canada, that's slam.
Have you seen any criminal activities within the media space, within relationship, bound?
I think that because there's like the elements of, say, obsessiveness or stalkerishness or abuse or whatever. Some of it's feigned, but it still ends tragically. Some of it's not. I mean, you have that redhead recently who went like, she's like multi-millions, right, of subscribers, and that's like her boyfriend is like, I mean, you kind of see it a lot. I feel like sometimes it's a tactic because they know that when their numbers are dropping, it's a good way to get their people to be reinvigorated to support them and to da 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 and da 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 da. but sometimes things go too far, you know, and then sometimes people are just crazy. I mean, there was a guy and he was like a content creator, and like his story was really big in the news because he was arrested for murdering his girlfriend. And then in the opposite way, and like he's going through trial and stuff now, right? And then opposite way, a TikTok girl is now currently, she was arrested again. Her story is very famous because she killed her boyfriend, her black boyfriend. She was like this white girl, and first she was pretending she was abused and da da da, and then it came out like, no, actually he was the abused one, and he tried to kind of flee for his life, and then she would manipulate him to get him back, and then da da and whatever. And you know, images of her abusing him all over the place in public started coming out and stuff. So I mean, I think it happens a lot more than we keep track of, but we don't know if it's real or not. And a lot of times we'll just assume that it's not real because it helps us sleep better at night, to just think, none of this is real. There's nothing to be concerned of. There's nothing I can do about it anyway. So it's okay. They're probably kidding. I think that's what most people do, sadly.
Okay. That's a good I didn't, that's wow. But I wouldn't even deny that because it's I agree. There's weird people out in the world. I don't know, man. I just think people need to just be as much careful as possible. I think recently I was actually in my mind giving you your flowers because just how you move, you know, whether you have a relationship or not. I know you're married, but even though I'm like, hey, man, you're cool, but I still have to respect the fact the way you're doing things, just as far as communication goes. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a great way to keep yourself safe in other spaces out there. But unfortunately, people don't understand that. So, all right. So here's one article because I want to like line it up a little bit. There's one article here that this was a recent one that originally came out because first it was just rumors. So Hunter Avalon's girlfriend shot by ex-boyfriend at streamer's West Virginia apartment. Now, just for the title alone, just for me, because I know, like, again, maybe they just want to put like the bait out there a little bit more, the engaging from just that title alone. But for me, it was like, hey, he's a streamer, she's a streamer, the ex-boyfriend's a streamer, everybody's streamers, right? Like everybody get a stream, and they're all three very popular streamers within their space. You know, Hunter Avalon's one on YouTube. His current girlfriend is the streamer on in Twitch, and then her ex-boyfriend, that's, you know, the one that we're speaking of, is also a streamer within Twitch, also probably some other ones, but I never seen him on YouTube. So it goes say Hunter Avalon's girlfriend shot by ex-boyfriend and streamers West Virginia apartment video on Twitch streamer Hunter Avalon. He also streams on YouTube. Shared a video from the shooter's final moments. So he was actually streaming while this was going down. Just when I hear that, for me personally, I don't know about you, Wes, but if my significant other, friends, whatever, and I'm a licensed carrier, I think the first thing I would be doing is try to figure out how to me and her, or her and me, out of harm's way in time of safety. And if I'm armed, I'm reaching for my pistol. I'm not reaching for my cell phone. Let me get all the clicks and views. But that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not thinking about streaming. I'm thinking about streaming his blood. You know, just
yes, that's just our go-to. Are you a licensed carrier, Ruby, or no? That's a good question. Should I ask that question?
It's you can't just, in Canada, it's not the same as it is in America. So you don't have the same overt, just like right to just have a gun because you feel like it, or because you want to protect your family and stuff, let alone the right to carry a gun. That is like only a professional thing. But to even own one, it's not actually that easy. You have to be like, for example, if you lived on the outskirts, then you can own like hunting rifles and stuff like that, right? But like the idea of just gun ownership is not a huge one in Canada because we don't have that written into our constitution. Before you have the right to vote, you have the right to a gun, right? Like Canada's different.
So if I'm like a citizen there, so how do I just, like, I'm living in the city, I'm not living in the country, so how would I go by getting a firearm?
Generally you would. I mean, really, I will say generally you wouldn't. Generally. Now, could you go somewhere to apply for a license and then, eventually end a justification, because you have to offer a justification for why you need the gun. You're not just getting one just because. And
Texas,
then
here I
after,
come.
and then when you get the gun, now it's like, well, because like a lot of people, for example, people, like I said, people who have cottages or who have things up north or whatever, they have hunting rifles. They're very specific types of guns for very specific types of scenarios. But if they were caught with that in their car or something like that, like they're going
Okay,
to
so
prison.
so it's
like,
okay, so there is illegal to just carry, to
yeah, like
openly
there is no like it's not even like I honestly where
Law-abiding
I am.
citizens have no right to defend themselves.
No, you have a right to defend yourself. You don't have the right to a gun. And the truth is that our rates of people being affected by violent crime and dying, our murder rate, whatever, is significantly lower than all of America.
Yeah,
So that
because
goes
you're
to
like
show you that
1/10 the
your right to defend
population.
yourself isn't helping y'all out very much.
You're 1/10 the population. Of course, the
No,
statistics are going to be
proportionally.
skewed.
I'm saying proportionally. So forget the specific number. Yeah, of course, the
Yeah.
specific number is going to be significantly lower, but I'm talking about proportionally. We are significantly lower, and in fact, that it shows you that in general in America as well, though, right? Places that have open carry and everyone's got guns and whatever. Guess what? Not only is the murder rate and other violent crimes rates higher, but the rate at which that cops are taking out people is higher too. Why? Because their lives are more at risk because everyone's got a gun and everyone's willing to aim it at you.
I think you have your statistics backwards. Look at Chicago.
Uh-huh.
But
Well,
that's not what that's not what this conversation was about tonight. So
no. I just asked her just directly because I didn't know for that. So, but let me get to the chat. So, hey, appreciate you, Maribel. Thank you. No, I'm late too. Don't worry about it. Welcome to the Grey Pill Podcast. It'll be obviously it's me. I dropped the ball on this one. Yeah, that's why I'm apologizing consistently because I know under low key I kind of poked the bear with Ruby a little bit. So it's all on me. So I'm taking the hit for this one. So it's my responsibility. I messed up. I came late. Had everything squared away. I woke up with a headache. It just went straight left for me. Even went to the store. The system was messed up. I'm like, wow, this is it. I couldn't even get mad. I was like, it's just one of those days. Shout out to New York. Appreciate you. Hey, New York, I think you need to stay in for this conversation because it's gonna be a doozy one. It's gonna be a doozy conversation. It's about social media, people falling in love, and at the same time, people taking out each other's lives. So it's a wild, wild one. Digby says you couldn't get a pistol here if you could be 100. He's right. He's Canadian too. Rifle, shotgun with course and background checks. Okay, appreciate the information. Army vet, the storage Canadian guns is very strict. U.S. Okay.
Yeah.
Very strict. I'm still gonna do my best though. We can carry blades. We carry blades. Yes,
you can carry blade up to a certain. So I remember that we figured that out in high school, right? So
Georgia and Alabama is like a inch or two. I think that's where how far we go.
I think it's under 3 inches. So like a pocket knife, for example, or switchblade. Generally, most of those actually you could carry as long as it's not too long. My grandma always had a bat. Actually, most of my family always had a bat. A very scary, very heavy, not like a little light aluminum one. And there was always a bat. And anytime we got like a knock in the middle of the night or something, like something like that, you just grab your bat and you go to the door with it. I'm pretty sure she would have took your head off.
Canada might be the best place if you got fair fights, unless you get jumped. But that's a whole other story. All right, so back to the article with this is anybody that's coming in now. This is about the YouTuber by the name of Hunter Avalon that has a girlfriend that's also a Twitch streamer. That her 11-year boyfriend, they broke up some time ago. Decided to say, hey, you know what? I love you, girl. I want us to still be together. You know what? I don't even like Hunter. I'm gonna take him out. I'm gonna take me out. I might take you out, and we both go ahead and somehow live in the heaven of the sky. So the article here goes as far as says, internet personality and Twitch streamer Hunter Avalon has involved in a shooting at his West Virginia apartment on Friday afternoon. Avalon shared a recording from the deck of his second-story apartment where he and his girlfriend Holle Pina, on her Twitch, it says it's spelled differently. It's like Jolle. Hid from her boyfriend. The man, identified only as Conrad, fired a shotgun through the door of the apartment. Miss Pina was hit in the leg. Police arrived on the scene and engaged with the man as he tried to break down the apartment door, where there was an exchange of gunfire before the suspect fatally turned his weapon on himself. Wow. And here is where Hunter actually shows on his end of Twitch. So again, if you got kids and stuff around, yeah, New York is getting a little bit more hectic. So stay tuned. There's going to be some more information. So here, just blow it up a little bit so everybody can see the video. So if you got kids, whatever, it should be after 9 o'clock. Y'all kids and baby should be in bed. I'll go ahead and put it out. Just go ahead and put it at you like that right now. Baby should be in bed. Jesus Christ.
Are you recording? Conrad has shot Holle. Are you recording? Conrad has shot Holle in the leg. Excuse me? We don't know. All I know is I got a call from my landlord that said he was trying to get into the building. The suspect, sorry. The suspect was trying to get into the building, and then there was something shady about it. We didn't know.
Yeah, he had a gun under his coat.
And he had a gun under his coat when he came out, and then when we walked up, he's at the door. He's at the door.
Please come in. Please come in.
Please hurry. Please. Okay, he's pounding really hard at the door. I hear shouting. I think I hear them.
What's going on, Mandrell?
Got here at the best part.
Hey,
yeah.
girl.
How much did you see, Mandrell?
None. Sorry, I just.
Oh, good dude. Okay, you're good. So we'll play back, but just for the chat for y'all seeing it. So this is pretty much at this moment the Holle, because I'm not speaking on Hunter this time. Holly's the woman that's looking through the window at the door. Her ex-boyfriend for 11 years. So she said that she alleges that he's abusive. Actually air tags her personal possessions, find out the location where they're at together, goes up to the YouTube streamer by the name of Hunter Avalon, comes to their place of residence and try to take them out. And then they're actually hiding from the back of the door. And that's where everything takes place from there, from what she's seeing. So just to pretty much catch Mandra updated a little bit, and then we'll go through the rest of the articles. Mandra is pretty much a YouTuber that's pretty much on the debating spaces side of YouTube. He's debated a guest that's been on here twice, Lauren De Laguna. He's debated Destiny. He's debated a lot of other famous YouTubers out there. Also, he's pretty much on the one side leaning, especially I can say promote, but very positive speaking in a lot of the trans community. So that's pretty much a lot of the stuff I've seen of him, but mostly in the debating space, right? So the woman by the name of Holle has had a relationship with a young gentleman by the name of Conrad, also a Twitch streamer, for 11 years. Now, also, according to Holle, she says that, this relationship for 11 years has been very, very, very abusive. And from that time, she said, you know what? I'm in a relationship. I want to move on to bigger and better pastures. So she is actually currently with another streamer by the name of Hunter Avalon. So from there, Hunter Avalon, somehow the guy Conrad found out their location via AirTag, get your location. Is the video you see here. Well, you didn't see, but I'm gonna share it for you, where they show where some events take place from there, and then everything pops off. So I'm gonna share the video again just for you, since you didn't see that, and then we can have the conversation. So happy holidays, sir. Appreciate you for coming on through.
Thanks for having me. Hey, everyone.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you guys too.
Yeah, that girl NY, I thought so too. I'm not even gonna lie. Like the way that the title, I read the title, I was like, oh my god, this guy's 11? What the heck is happening?
Are you recording? Conrad has shot Holly in the leg. Excuse me? We don't know. All I know is I got a call from my landlord that said he was trying to get into the building. The suspect was trying to get into the building, and then there was something shady about it. We didn't know.
Yeah, he had a gun under his coat.
And he had a gun under his coat when he came out, and then when we walked up, he's at the door. He's at the door.
Please come in. Please come in.
Please hurry, please. Okay, he's pounding really hard at the door. I hear shouting. I think I hear them.
That's funny.
It is. I'm laughing.
It's really funny.
As soon as the gunshots happened, I was like,
it's funny because she was watching. Like someone's coming, someone's trying to hunt you down. Like they just shot you, and you're gonna like stare at the window, watch them come at you. No, get off to the side.
Yeah,
get out of sight. And and he was still fully functional. The man there was still with Hunter Avalon. There, you can see there's still plenty of availability for him to escape that situation. I do understand that they were waiting for the cops. That's good, but they can still get off that balcony and get to somewhere safe, or just not be looking through the window like a bunch of idiots.
Well, that was my thought too. I don't know if anybody caught. I played it twice. I don't know if anybody caught the very, very beginning. He's turned to the his girlfriend and says, "Are you recording? Are you recording?" As she's looking into the glass door, and he's hiding behind a thick brick wall, but yet he peeps real quick with just a phone to see if he can get some camera angle. But he got the full view of the alley side of the building, which is like, I this whole time, like, okay, this is gender war conversation right now. You're a grown man.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you putting your girlfriend in harm's way at that situation? I don't understand that. And then she's sitting there. I'm saying blood is coming all down her leg. And you don't say, hey, you know what? By the time y'all get to that position, hey, sit down, be quiet. It's good to be okay. Let me take care of your leg. Let me see what's going on. All right, I'll observe and watch for that moment on. Better yet, here's the phone. You call 911 and narrate everything that you hearing and what I say to you, so the cops can get as much information they can and go from there. Because clearly dispatch was on the line. They could have just like walked things through him. So I don't know.
Have you ever been in a situation like that?
I have.
And that's what you did. You just did the most logical, rational thing.
Well, the first one,
all of us with our hindsight bias can think of.
Well, the first one, when I heard, well, first of all, me instinctively, if I hear gunshots, I'm running away from the noise. That's pretty much what I do.
I think that's a black thing.
It is a black thing. No, it is. Yeah,
it's true.
It's true. No, it's a black thing. White people. I'm not even kidding, because I was at.
How about Powell? What was that? I don't know. Sounding gunshots. Well, I'm gonna go see.
No, yeah, it's really weird. I was with a white girl and my boyfriend who was black, and there was shots at the Caravan and Parade. Okay, black people were running. Me and my boyfriend saw that, and we start running. And she goes, "What's happening?" And so, I ran back and grabbed her by the back. I'm like, "Yo, you can figure that out later. I'm not gonna let you go walk towards whatever the hell's happening."
After they stop running, I'm gonna stop with him and say, "Hey, what happened?
Yeah,
what happened over there?
You figure that out."
I've done that before. I know I do that because I've done that before. When I see like 4 or 5 black people run at the same time in one direction, I'm running behind them in that same direction. Mm-hmm. And once they start running, I'm like, "Hey, what happened right there? What happened? Why are we running?"
Right. But I gotta say, because you guys I don't know. I'm with Motor City Maniac. I think you guys, your perception of this is strange because I've been in this situation before where I was in an apartment, and there was a person downstairs, and then eventually at our door, literally trying to beat or kick it open. And thank God they didn't have a gun. They had a giant ass knife though, like a really big one. And they were literally trying to get in. It was a stalker. My parent had a stalker, and that stalker got into
Did this
our
happen
building.
while you're in
then,
Canada?
Yeah, it was happening. Yeah, in Canada.
Well, how you know they just want to give you a slice of cake, eh?
No.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I'm saying you Canadians are way too polite for all that.
Yeah, we have murders. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is that
very cold murders.
When someone's at your door and shooting or willing to kill you, and so now you've closed the door and you've run up the stairs, there's nowhere for you to go. Like they're on the balcony, they're as far away as they can possibly be, but there's nowhere for you to go. So you're hoping to God that the police show up before Buddy figures out a way through all of the doors between you and them and comes and kills you. But for you to be standing, of course you're looking through the door because you're trying to see if they get in. You're trying to see, do they get into the house? Do they get, like what's happening? Right? Because for you to just sit there and have no idea what's happening, you want to know if they move from where they are, even, and if they're not in front of the door anymore. Because if you can see them and then you stop being able to see them, they might be coming around to the other side of the apartment now, where you should get back inside the house. Do you see what I'm saying? So to me, I'm like, I think that they're doing like the only thing that you really could do. And I mean, you might think that some of the stuff was a little bit silly, but I mean, when you're in that type of situation and you're younger, and I was younger at this time, I was like maybe 16, 17. And then I had my little sister there also. She was 6 or 7. So, you're not thinking rationally, right? You're kind of just doing things. Like we were really concerned about making sure we had the videotape of the downstairs camera at the time. So we wanted to make sure that we recorded and videotaped the downstairs camera because we wanted evidence that this guy was there in the thing trying to get upstairs, right? Because he kept buzzing and buzzing and buzzing and he was kicking the glass door and stuff. We wanted evidence of that. So we were actually really concerned about recording at the time. You might think that that's irrational. Why didn't you guys get in, just leave the apartment? But leave the apartment and go where? It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
To the car.
Where the hell were we going?
Yeah.
Drive over the bitch.
Yeah.
We didn't have a car.
Oh, okay.
Where were we going?
Sound like a horror movie to me. But apply that same logic to the situation that we're seeing. So we only know from the video. Mm-hmm. We're in what appears to be semi-safe space to avoid bullets, but from what I'm saying, she can't avoid it because she's the only one female, head at the window. Clearly any bullet can get through there.
Okay, my question is this: like, did he ever make it inside the apartment?
Huh?
Did he ever make it inside? Okay, here's my thing: why are you hiding out on the balcony? Like, you come in here, you're not going out. I'm not hiding on the balcony. You come in my place, you with that nonsense, you ain't making it out. I'll turn the lights off so quick. See, I knew where all my shit is. I can find it in the dark.
It's sunny outside.
Literally. No, I'll find it in the dark. You can't see shit, but I know exactly where I am and where everything else is, okay? You're not making it out with that nonsense coming to me.
Well,
so my thing is like,
Mandrell, you get a hard on. I mean,
I do.
Like, oh yeah, it's happening.
Yeah, bring this shit on, baby. Yeah.
And you know what? And I'm a civilian, so it's like if he said this, and I'm like, I'm like a quarter of what the crap he's doing. I'm the same way, but I don't have all like the artillery, between Mandrell and West has. I'm like, I kind of wake up like I wish a person would type day, but I know nobody's gonna. I gotta say 100% no because weird things happen, but just a little bit of situation you were saying with your story, and I'm never gonna knock that because again I understand like certain situations things happen sporadically, but just for that one, if someone actually beat on my door, which I had somebody do like when I was younger, or somebody else's friend's house, the door, somebody beating the front end door and we're at the back end, we instantly went to the exit. Right, we look for all exits. That's pretty much how, for me, that's how I look for it. If I'm going to any stranger's house, I don't care, we're friends. even if I hey, you know what? Hey, I know Mandrill. I know Mandrill got all these little these tools and experience. The time I'm going to his house. Hey, got gated community? Check. Go to the front door, back door, check. There's windows. Clearly no bars on it. Check. Okay, we good.
But I think that's exactly what they did. And I think that's what everyone's missing is that you have the assailant with a gun at door 1. They went out the second door. It's just that second door doesn't go to anywhere, right? Everyone's saying, well, why don't you go out the back door? Not everywhere has a back door you can escape from, right?
Why do you wait for him to break in and light his ass up?
Because everyone's instinct is to go out a door.
No,
right?
it's not. Not everybody. It ain't mine.
My instinct,
okay, maybe not yours, but even
Grey
Pill just said it, right? Angela's just said it.
In a
I'll
pot.
go out the door.
I'm gonna hit your ass with that gauge so quick. I'm gonna introduce you to that Mossberg Cinemass. Please come in.
Okay, for normal people
fast,
then.
Girl.
Okay,
for normal you get to hear them gasp for air as they glide.
He's normal.
And the gurgling sound.
Cooking oil in a sauce pot.
Ooh, yeah.
There
you know what's better than that, though? You know what's better than that? You have a pot of boiling water on the stove, right? And then you, like, if you, let's say they come in there, you hog time, you catch them, right? You throw the has to be boiling water on their naked skin. Then you take a shitload of salt.
Who's stripping them naked?
Hold on, no, they're not naked.
Just
take the shirt off.
Okay.
Just take the shirt off. Now, here's the thing. Hold on a second. But then, as it's sitting there scalding them, give it a few seconds, not minutes, seconds, while it's scalding them. And then you take a bunch of you take a handful of salt, Ruby, and you toss it on the area that you just scalded.
You don't have time. This is not a
wet
movie.
dream right
It's real life.
Salt. That's smart.
Right. See, yeah. But
also, and you can just tell the paramedics, I was trying to do the medical thing.
Right.
Yeah,
you don't have that time. Like,
the salt
acting like you have all this
extra
time. Though. This probably all happened within like a minute and 30 seconds, right?
Okay. Like why did the guy come up, Ruby or Angela? Why did the guy come there with a gun?
He was in love with the woman by the name of Holle, and whatever communication between that time and then. Which I'm gonna get to that. He shows Hunter actually shows text messages between the other guy over time periodically, which raised so many red flags of danger and threats. They chose to ignore it. Which there's tweets from the woman Holle that was with the boyfriend for 11 years, and they were together in June of this year. They was together in October of this year. And somehow, magically, now the new boyfriend comes up, which is Hunter Evelyn. So to honestly answer your question, I don't even really know. But the threats and the red flags was there. So this is where
the guy that she was with for 11 years came up there with a gun and gets gunned down by the police.
Correct. But he actually takes himself. Yeah, he took himself out.
Yeah. Oh, he hit himself first, then the police executed him? Wow.
Yeah. That's lame.
That is lame. I guess the cops got jealous. That's what it sounds like.
All right. So more of the article from that was here from the news article. Our officers responded swiftly and encouragingly to this dangerous situation. Their decision action, I have no doubt, prevented further harm and potentially saved lives, said Martinsburg Police Chief in a press release. I got to find that one. I am profoundly proud of their bravery and commitment to protecting our community. MPD extends its gratitude to the Berkeley County Sheriff's Office, the West Virginia State Police, and the Eastern Panhandler Drug and Violence Crimes Task Force for their invaluable assistance at the scene and in the outgoing investigation of this incident. Also, here's where somebody posted the statement. Internet personalities, Twitch streamer Hunter Evelyn and his girlfriend were involved in the incident. Martin Police Department. Can I blow it up? Nope, I'm sorry, I couldn't blow it up. Okay, cool. So here's the report here for the most part. Same thing on Friday, the 8th, 23, just before 12:30 p.m. An unidentified male arrived at the location armed with a shotgun. The individual discharged a firearm through the exterior door, of the building, striking a female victim. That would be Holle. The identity of the female victim is being withheld at this moment. This is when all this first occurs, and nobody was identifying nobody at this moment. Responding immediately to the scene, Marsburg police officer engaged with the armed suspect as he attempted to breach an interior apartment door while continuing to fire his weapon. A brief discharge of the gunfire ensued, resulting in the suspect taking his own life. Berkeley Sheriff Office was on the scene, as well as the West Virginia State Police. The female victim was transported to Berkeley Medical Hospital with no life-threatening injuries. Primarily, investigators suggested the incident stemmed from a domestic situation. And that's for the most part for that article.
Yeah, I was gonna say that actually there's a couple of things that people, we didn't really have the context, obviously, but number one, so yeah, there's two doors. The door that the guy shot through, and therefore injured her. Now, if this is an apartment, that means that there's no like brick or anything. So if you shot through the door and you were able to injure her from shooting through the door, you can shoot through the walls also. So probably the safest place they could be is on the other side of brick, which is so them actually being outside. I mean, maybe I don't know if they thought of that themselves or if 911 told them to do it, but that was probably the safest place they could be is on outside, as far away as possible, and outside where there's a layer of brick. So if you start shooting again, there's a lot of distance that slows down the bullet after it's already slowed down by going through the thing. And then also on top of that, they have the brick. It's not going through the brick. So that was thing number one. Thing number two, though, is that the police didn't take him out. He shot at the police and then shot himself. So all of that shooting we heard was him shooting at the police and then shooting himself. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, it just, what a nightmare. You think about you're just hanging out. You think that you've moved on and everyone's moved on and you're good, but obsessive, abusive people tend to latch on. And the most dangerous time for women in abusive relationships is after they leave, right? And so this guy made a whole plan. And then all he had to do is figure out, well, where does this Hunter guy live? I mean, he's a public figure. It's not that hard to figure out. And then all you got to do is stalk your girl, figure out when she's going. People post stuff all the time, and that's it. Now you know where this guy lives. You know when your girl's going to be there, and that's it. All you needed was a gun and some time, and that's what he did.
And this is the just to answer also Mandrell's question earlier, is like the how part of locating. Holly Jolly, however she pronounced her name, Mrs. Pino. Said posted on her Twitter. Everybody like to tweet, boy, I swear. Abuse always escalate once you leave. Sad face. I just found out that Conrad put air tags in my stuff to track my location. This is not okay. Feeling violated, sad face. And this is the Apple air tag.
Okay, now it's her fault. It's her fault. You
Seriously?
find something like that, why would you post it publicly? Now he knows that you know. You could have used that to your advantage. You could have taken that across town, left it somewhere, or tied it to a dog's collar or something like that, and let the stray dog go wherever. He's none the wiser. Or just left it in a park somewhere.
The chick not Rambo, Mandrell. She's not
that
Rambo.
Ain't Rambo. That's kind of obvious.
So
like,
I think we're dealing with a generational problem here. This is not the first time.
Wait, hold on. When was that posted?
This was posted, December the 3rd.
And when did the shooting happen?
Let me scroll up. This happened on December the 8th.
Okay. So what you're saying is when 5 days before she found out that there was these tag things, she's feeling really violated. So she shared that with her people, probably has him blocked and deleted everywhere. That now it's her fault that he then stalked her to where she was and murdered or tried to murder her. It's her fault because
speculation, Ruby. We don't know if he tried to murder her.
Yeah, we do. He shot her
on accident. He didn't see.
He was trying to wound her, not murder her.
Right. He shot her in the leg, which is actually very hard to do. The guy must have been a pretty good shot.
Really?
So there's I think we're dealing with a generational
we
problem
don't
here.
know
yes,
if he
the
was
hell we
trying to
do.
murder her, Ruby. We don't know
Yeah,
that.
we do.
No,
He had a
there's no
murder
evidence.
suicide. No, because you know why we do know that
Why do we
actually.
know this?
No, well, really, because any criminologist, for example, any psychologist could tell you that that's exactly what was happening. He was coming to annihilate her and then himself, right? And that he was not going away until he had annihilated her and then himself.
Maybe he just
and so
wanted
that's why when the police showed up, it ruined the last part of his plan. But that's why he turned the gun on them and then himself, because that's his plan. Because that's often, again, either they're going to take her out, take himself out, take them both out, right? That is, it's a something that happens in Endgame when it comes to abusive, obsessive people. So I mean, it's well documented, right? Just like family annihilators, it's well documented. Like
the problem with this though, and the problem I've always had with this though, Ruby, because you're right, it is well documented, it's well researched. My problem with it is that there are too many cases where the beginning of it seems the same, and then at the end there's a completely different result.
Name one.
There's quite a few.
Name
one.
I
mean, I can't name them, Ruby. Come on.
Oh, no, but
I didn't prepare like that.
You should be able to name
Listen,
one.
I
right?
can find you. I can find you some. No, Ruby. I can find you some sources. Okay, I can do that. Okay.
I only need it one time.
Yeah, just go ahead and email it to her.
But here's the thing: like, how many guys, for example, Ruby, how many guys have been in love with a woman? She breaks up with him out of nowhere. For him, out of nowhere. For her, she's been planning this for a while, right? And she decides to go ahead and pull the trigger on it. And for him, it's a shock. He wants to talk to her and just say, hey, just to get closure or clarity of what happened. What the hell? Why are you leaving?
Or
What's this all about?
Try to
convince her to stay with him, or come back, or whatever the case may be. He wants to go over to her house and talk. He's upset. She's handling it the wrong way by completely ignoring the guy. All you had to do is have a conversation. Say, hey. No,
I was suggesting public though, but
right in public. But here's the thing, but Ruby. Now from the outside looking in, this looks like a thing to us, right?
No.
There's loud talking, there's flailing of the arms, things like that, but no one's hitting each other. But
right,
you know, and so but the thing is, so it's not the same as a guy actually going in there. Because if he wanted to get in, he could have got in. He could have kicked that door down. You know what I'm saying?
No. I mean, if you thought to shut out the lock, but again, these aren't Rambo style people. They're not professionals.
You don't actually shoot the lock, by the way. You shoot the door part, the wood.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Around the lock.
He probably wasn't smart to do that. He probably wasn't smart enough to do that.
That's what I mean. Because these are not professional criminals.
And like
what
I
you're
said,
trying to compare,
he wasn't trying to hurt her.
A normal human reaction of shock or disappointment or a lack of closure or whatever to what we're talking about here, which is not at all. This is a very specific thing, right? Where he is an abusive, controlling, manipulative person. And when women or even men leave that type of situation, the most danger they have ever been in, the most danger is when they leave. That is literally the most danger.
I agree.
Only comparable to when they're in the middle of leaving, right? And so what you're trying to compare that to is a guy who's not abusive, who's not violent, just things just didn't work out, and then she fled, right? And didn't, because she doesn't want to deal with the situation or whatever. She ghosted him, and he's showing up because he just wants an answer of what happened. It's not about the showing up part. It's not. It's about the fact that he's not. Is he a violent, abusive person? Was he controlling and manipulative? Did he try to make her world very, very, very small and then start punishing her for any type of deviance from his personal plan for her? Like, I mean, you have to recognize it's a very different situation to say someone was abusive and controlling, right? And then this woman left and fled the abusive, controlling, manipulative relationship. And then that guy shows up at the door. That is a very different situation. He showed up at the door with the gun, by the way. There's a very different situation than a normal person who just got broken up with. They're not abusive. They're not violent. They're not controlling. They're not manipulative. Maybe they were just a shitty boyfriend. I don't know. Right. But the point is that they don't know why she broke up. And he's obsessed with it now. He can't stop thinking about it. He needs an answer. He feels like he needs closure. Right. He might even be punching holes in walls because he's so frustrated. that's not even remotely the same thing. It's not the same at all. Like that person's very unlikely to be violent against this woman now. Very unlikely, because he hasn't shown any propensity for violence or abuse in the past. So why would he start now? He wouldn't. Right? Like that's a very unlikely situation.
No,
are you speaking in general? Or are you speaking on this guy?
Right now, Ruby. Yeah, this guy
lost there.
No, but we don't have any examples of this guy beating her. We have some text messages, whatever. You know, some guys are just like that. You know, but we ain't gonna do nothing. You know, we ain't gonna do nothing. But you know, so that's all we have. There's no history of violence that we know of. There's no evidence of this, Ruby. Why would you equate? You know, why would you make that leap in logic?
Well,
there's no because hold on, Ruby, hold on. You know, I love you.
Did this, the allegations of abusiveness were already there. So before he did this,
allegations alleged, but there's no evidence, there's no proof. So
based on what? Based on your personal knowledge of her?
No, because there's no proof of this.
What are you?
I'm just saying I don't see the proof because I don't have no proof of it. He just showed us. Angelus just told us what was going on.
To get a rise out of you, Ruby.
When did he tell us that?
He told us there was some messed up text messages and whatnot, and that was it. But he has not yet told us that
that was it.
He has struck that woman. We do not know this, Ruby. You cannot make that leap in logic. It's not fair.
You ain't there yet. But here's one in June. Respond to Ruby earlier. June of these two together. She's smiling.
Is it the new guy or the old guy?
This is the old guy. May he rest in peace. June 22nd. And then you have
really,
bruh.
May he rest in shit. Look at what he did. I'm supposed to be all right with that? No.
I'm not.
Look at that psycho. Look at him. Look at his eyes.
It's always the eyes. It's always. It's always.
You're telling me you didn't see? You're telling me you didn't see this coming? He got the full Bin Laden. Look, he's got all the gear. He got a full Bin Laden. That is Columbine 2.0 waiting to happen, dude. Look at it.
It's always the
Look
eyes.
at that. Look at that. And he white. Just saying, man. You know, come on.
And then you have
Ruby, but still, Ruby. These are very serious charges that you bring up.
October the 13th, they're having October the 13th. They having lunch together with the happy face.
This is recent. This is very recent. And she looks all right. She looks happy. Well, actually, she's
I don't know.
Actually, she looking like
happy.
She's looking like she don't really want to be there with him.
Yeah.
Like this is a game to her.
She she remind me of Megan from the horror movie. That's what she remind me of. She look like Megan.
The little doll robot.
She remind me of Megan.
I have a point that I'd like to make.
Sure, go ahead, sir.
I think we're dealing with a generational problem here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, this isn't the first time something like this has happened where a tragedy is occurring, and for some reason, this person's first thought is to start recording or to pull out a cell phone.
I like that.
Okay. That's a very absurd response. Very absurd. So we're dealing. This is a first world. This is a technological problem where our lizard brains are atrophying, and we're replacing it with false instincts.
I disagree. You know why I disagree? Because of what Mandrell just said. That's why I disagree. Because he said, "Where's the evidence?"
The whole thing first before we go off your 10-minute tangent, please.
I'm just saying. He just said, "Where's the evidence?"
So the air tags. Right? That's a good point. The air tags. That's not an intelligent thing to do. Like, oh, this person's stalking me. I'm going to tell all my followers about it. She was doing it for the views. Okay, she's doing that for the views. That's not an intelligent thing. I guarantee you, he saw that.
Just like with a tracker. Why would you tell him? Why would you tell everybody?
It doesn't matter.
So Mandrell's right in saying, "Oh my God!" So she just did it for the views, and she just did it for attention. And it's ridiculous. We want to pull out a camera and get evidence for things, but when she just says, "Hey, I was abused for 11 years," you go, "Where's the proof?" If you don't have any proof, it didn't happen. So is it illogical to pull out a camera as soon as you need evidence for something to prove that this
I'm
really
actually
happened?
trying to take this in a different direction. You're fighting an argument that I'm not making.
No, but you literally said it, and this is the problem.
No, that's not.
That's why it's not.
You're interjecting things that I have not said.
No, but that's why it's not irrational. It's not irrational to pull out a camera to get evidence that something happened because these.
That's
things,
not okay. I agree with you. It's not irrational. It's very rational to get evidence. However, it is irrational to push it to the public.
Okay.
You're doing it for the views, and for some reason, this generation thinks that that's what they're supposed to be doing. No, you don't do that. That's highly ill. That's highly irrational.
I agree.
Now, the rational thing is saying, "Hey, this person's stalking me. I need to talk to my lawyer," and she's got the money for it. I need to report this to the local authorities or talk to my lawyer. No, she posts it on her friggin' on X, on Twitter.
Yeah, and look at this also.
She posted it to everyone. Doesn't matter that she has this dude blocked on everything. When you're that high up, it's not, you cannot track every account that's following you.
Look at that. Help Holle pay medical bills and other expenses. Why? Why would I do that?
Because it costs money to pay.
She got money.
Bills and expenses.
She got money.
Does she?
Yeah. I don't
know.
Look
at that. It's less than a day. Less than a day, and they're already posted. See, this is how perverse their minds are. It's less than a day after the incident, and they're already begging for money.
I know, God, just like those hospitals, so damn perverse, right? Like you go in there, they see the bullet hole in your leg, and right away they're saying you owe us this much money for what we're about to do. You haven't even done it yet, but you definitely are going to owe us that money, or your firstborn child.
Ruby, that's not how it works. Right? Ruby, that's not how it works. That is not how it works. The first thing when you go to the hospital with a bullet wound in your leg, the first thing they do is they start applying treatment. They don't come up. The bill collectors don't come up to you and say, "Hey, we need to collect this in advance."
First thing they do is ask you about insurance.
No, for this situation, they would.
Not true.
They would get her stable
they literally ask you about insurance.
Okay, Ruby.
And then, depending on your insurance coverage, because they might need to ship you to a different hospital, because their hospital might not cover the kind of insurance that you got for the kind of thing. Yeah.
No.
What have you been hearing about America?
Yes.
I've never experienced that, like ever.
Ruby, you won't even hear me out.
Well, because
that's your failure.
You're not actually hearing me out either.
Ruby, we've heard you out plenty. Now it's my turn.
Yeah, it's always your turn because you only hear yourself.
Ruby.
Yeah, I heard
you.
Yeah, you're still wrong.
But he still got to finish that thought, though.
Yeah, he can finish his thought. He just wants me to give him a different response.
No, I want you to let me finish the thought. Then you can respond.
You just want me to say something else other than okay.
Bloody hell.
Well, I will say something else. So let Wes finish and I'll say something else.
You give you a more receptive response, and I'm not going to. So go ahead.
All right. First of all, when you go to the hospital with a wound like that, they apply treatment and wait until you're in a stable condition before they start worrying about the insurance. Okay. It's less than 24 hours and they're already posting that up on their Instagram. I don't think they're serious people. I don't think they're serious people at all. Because typically in that situation, you're going to try and figure it out on your own. Like, okay, what are my expenses? What's going on here? No, she's automatically going to her fan base and begging for money. That's not a rational thing. That is something that is an affliction of this younger. That's an affliction of this younger generation. So, posting the air tags, to all her followers, that's very irrational. She's doing it for the views. Yeah, it really happened, but she did it for the views. It is very rational to take pictures of evidence, but you take that pictures of evidence and you take the evidence itself and you submit it to the local authorities. She posted online. That probably triggered those final events where that guy's like, "Oh, the jig is up. If I don't act now, I'm not going to have an opportunity." Okay.
Yeah.
Whether I'm not saying that she deserves it or not. I'm saying that's what happened.
That's what I meant by she posted the tracking device. She posted the tracking device online. I'm like, okay, now you let the guy who put it there know that you know.
Okay.
Moron. Why would you do that? Why don't you drive that thing across town, leave it in a ditch, and then just go home or move or
it's crazy. Hey Medro, you know what's crazy? My situation when the person did the thing with my thing, I literally sold my car. I sold it just cuz. I sold it. In there. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Right.
Let somebody in China, Japan take it.
You still this, man. I'm out.
And I got rid of it. Like if I said, if I said $5,000, they said $3,000. Hey, sold. I was good.
Angelus is like, y'all can have this thing, man. $3,000. Oh, 5. I give you 3.
Yeah. And
Sold.
before I put on sale, I took it away across town somewhere
Yeah,
else.
there you go. I'm like, Ruby's like, well, these aren't Rambo people. This is common sense stuff.
No, a lot of things that you guys are saying are not really common sense,
Well,
but it's
that's-
okay.
that's-
What you
that's the
believe,
point
so
that
it's
I'm
fine.
getting to. This
Okay,
is a
well,
generational
at
problem.
the end of the day, you're allowed to believe whatever you want. You can't just because it's your
this-
sense doesn't mean it's common sense.
Look, this is
and by
a-
that I
like,
mean
I guess the point I'm making is it's a generational problem where this younger generation they've grown up with the phone so much they think that this is their first answer to every problem.
Yeah, I
And
understand.
then
that
when
that's the
they're
point
pinned
you're
outside the
making.
patio, they're pinned outside the patio. The guy was smart enough to get behind the brick wall, but she's like standing right there in front of the door. No, that's highly irrational.
Hey, but at the same
really
time,
wants
Wes,
to.
And at the same time, Wes, while he's on his phone, he's telling her before he even got really his phone out, hey, are you recording?
They should see. He shouldn't
That's
have
the
his
part that
phone
would
out
kill
at
me.
all. He shouldn't. He shouldn't. His first answer to this promise. I'm going to start streaming. This is horrible. No, why don't you get to a safe location? He wasn't thinking that.
My thing is,
Where are they going?
Hold
Do
on,
they
hold on.
jump off the balcony now? At this
Hold
point,
on,
with the
hold
bullet
on.
in her
Here's my
leg?
thing.
That's exactly what I'm saying,
Where do you
Ruby.
think they're
He
going?
has the ability to get off the balcony.
My
He
thing
can
is,
what, go back into the house where he can shoot through the walls
he
and the
has
door
the
and hit
ability to climb over the side
Oh
of the
my God.
balcony and get down. He has the ability to do something
them?
else.
And get where? Where is he going without
away
her?
from
She has
the
a bullet in
building.
her leg. Like
Far,
you're
far
not
away
using
from the
logic.
building.
You are so like literally against the cell phone culture and these crazy Gen Zs and millennials and they're like it's at the end of the day you
How
refuse
is it illogical
pause
to
and
actually
recognize-
get
at
to
the end of the day,
escape?
you refuse to actually pause and recognize where, hey, this part here, yeah, that is a little bit ridiculous or irrational, but there's other parts of the story that make perfect sense. Again, if you were inside ignoring this dude banging on the door and and then his response was to shoot through the door and it actually hit one of you, and now one of
Okay.
you's wounded.
Yeah,
So you
so
call
get out of there.
911, and we don't see anything of the beginning where you know what he's been pounding on the door. Right? We don't see her get shot. We don't see them initially call 911, right? They must have called 911 minutes ago because that video is
Which
not
is
very long
great.
before the
After he
police
got
are
off the
already
phone,
there.
he starts
Then
recording.
we don't see them go outside. We don't see them do anything. So actually, they did a fair amount of this situation happen before anyone pulled out a phone to record anything. But again, when I offer you a very viable, plausible reason for why it is that they might feel the need to record, which was literally on this panel, which someone said, where's the evidence that she was abused? Because
where's the evidence that
it
she was
never
abused?
happened.
I don't see the evidence. That's right. Where's the evidence, Ruby?
And so
There's serious charges against that man.
Right?
Where is the evidence, Ruby?
I'm
we live in a society.
Yeah, you wrong, Wes.
Where is the evidence, Ruby?
If we
For
live in a
11
society
years,
right
he
now,
was good for
where
views.
everyone
Right.
expects
He was
that
good
the
for her
person
for, and he was
is-
good for her for 11 years. 11 years and no evidence.
So
No
if we,
evidence of
again,
this after
if we live in
11
a
years, Ruby.
society where
And you're
everyone
making this
expects,
First of
hey,
all,
argument.
you have a
y'all-
cell phone
y'all are
camera
both-
right here.
you're both
so you
wrong.
have to be
Wes
able,
is
you
wrong
can
for
take
the fact
pictures,
that
you
I
can
agree.
take video, you can record voice. And if you don't have evidence of your abuse, then
That's
you
right.
know what?
It
You're
didn't happen.
lying. And so
I ain't saying you're lying.
Here's the
It's just we
problem with
can't
the
prove
two
anything.
prevailing schools of thought.
I'm not
Is you
saying you're
have
lying.
one
You just can't
side-
prove anything.
You have one side, someone saying, well, this is irrational, or this just proves you're just doing stuff for attention and right? When you do pull out a phone and record and get the evidence and whatever. But on the other side, if you don't do that, right? If you don't pull out the evidence and record it, then you're going to have a whole pervasive amount of people who said, dude, cell phone's right here. It's got
what
phone,
other
No. Here's the thing.
ability to
She was
record
shot in the
audio.
leg.
So
What other
therefore,
evidence does
we
she
should
need?
actually have all kinds of evidence, right?
No,
And
no,
this is
Ruby.
why we want to
No.
distinguish
In this
between
case,
these two things.
slow down,
All
Ruby.
the
Slow
YouTube
down.
receipts.
In this case, Ruby, slow down,
For every
please.
point I'm making.
In this case, Ruby.
It doesn't mean I need to speak slower. It means you guys
Ruby,
need to let me
no,
make
what I'm
the
saying
point.
is, like,
Mandrell
Ruby,
is pushing
try
your
to
buttons
every
and
point that I
you're
make.
letting him.
Well, no, I'm just
I barely
Ruby,
said
Mandrell's
anything.
pushing your buttons this whole time.
Ruby,
I
hold
barely
on.
said anything.
Ruby, you're going off. Mandrell has pushed every one of your buttons,
I'm
and
so
you've fallen
sorry,
for
Ruby.
it.
He's not pushing my buttons. Actually,
Oh
the
yeah,
person
now
I'm
it's Mandrell. Yeah, there you go. I'm good with that.
The person that I'm aggravated at really isn't any of you guys on this panel, right?
Mhm.
It's the fact that you guys
Are you mad at an ex-boyfriend or
the way
something?
that things are, right?
No,
Where
we no, Ruby, here's the thing.
evidence or people don't believe you.
Because I think you misunderstood
where
us.
we are in a place where victims get blamed all the time for the things that happen to them. Where young people, right, who have never been in a situation before, we are willing to.
Hey, Ruby, do you have a chocolate bar or something?
I'm gonna let you finish, Ruby. My bad.
Hey.
Yeah. Hold on, Ruby. I think you're misunderstanding us.
Is that your name, Chuckles?
No, hold on. We got a guest coming in here, man. You're not gonna do that.
Hi.
Time out, everybody. Time out.
Sorry, I'm late.
Everybody.
Pleasure to meet you, Chuckles.
You're fine.
Nice to meet you. How's it going?
Chuckles, how are you?
It's going good. I know you heard about the hunt. Well, I don't know. Let me just ask. I don't know if you heard of the story with the Hunter Avalon and Holle situation with the ex-boyfriend. That's for this time. I don't know how much you know of it or what have you seen.
I know nothing
so far on this stream platform. Okay, cool. So we'll keep you updated a little bit. So just FY rules here. We try to keep the profanity, and I'm talking to Mandrell and Wes. We try to keep the profanity down to a minimum. Okay, I'm low key petty, so I will shove a Cash App in that private chat so quick. But that's pretty much it. Other than that, free to voice your opinions, your perspective of the conversation. You're welcome to challenge anybody's thoughts. We try not to beat it over with a dead horse, but unfortunately, we're family here. So unfortunately, West and Ruby like to go back and forth. And at this case, I have to be fair, Mandrell low-key gaslighting because he was doing that on some other platform too, like a master.
Yeah,
but yeah. So a master. Man,
he is a guy.
It was beautiful, but I
don't take him seriously.
But they was easily falling for it. I saw it.
I love Ruby.
But with that being said, Hunter Avalon, who's a famous YouTuber. Can I finish, sir? Can I finish, sir? Hunter Avalon's a famous YouTuber / streamer. Has a current recent girlfriend by the name of Holle. Holle was in a previous longevity relationship for 11 years, claiming that it's abusive, by the name of Conrad, who's also a streamer along with Holle. Somehow recently around, I say maybe, I'm just speculating this time because her tweets goes from showing her and Conrad, may he rest in peace, together happily. So what I see in the picture, June, together again around December, and then somehow was it December the 3rd? She shows like pictures of her personal belongings being air tagged for him to find out where she bees 24/7. And then around December 28th, 12:30ish, there's police reports showing that the current events of him going to tracking her down to Hunter Avalon's place of residence with a shotgun, banging on the door, shooting the door to see if he can get in. They run to the back. They're at the back where I can show you a video if you want to see that, where the outcome goes from there. And then this is pretty much what we're talking about. So now we're showing, we pretty much just showed where she shows GoFundMe. Also, Wes, just to add to the context, he has a GoFundMe too. She has a GoFundMe a day after.
What are they raising money for?
That's a good question. So let's go back to that.
Bills because she got shot.
Oh, I didn't know she got shot. I thought she just was threatened.
Well, to be fair, she did get shot. But when he pulled the trigger, targeting, because according to her in her tweet, I say this somewhere, but I can't find it. She tweets into Hunter's Avalon on tweet in a comment thread saying, "Hey, Hunter did, from the video we seen, Hunter did everything right. I stood in between Hunter and the ex-boyfriend to shield and protect him. I told Hunter to run. He did it. And then when we both decided to leave, Conrad took a shot at either him or her, and either shrapnel of the bullet so her pierced her leg, and that's where the wound went from there."
Okay, so
this is where we at thus far.
Let me know if I'm like getting this correctly. So there was a girl. They're streamers, correct? They're YouTubers? Yeah,
all three of them streamers, correct?
Okay.
Yes.
And the girl was dating
streamer,
one
YouTube,
of them,
Twitch.
And then she went with the other one with her like air tags, and he found her there, like at another dude's house. Is that
correct?
What? Okay. All
correct.
right. I think I understand.
But it wasn't her air tags.
Yep.
It was the
That's some of the
ex's air tags.
Ex-boyfriend's air
Put them in
tags.
Did
there.
she like
Conrad's air
think
ta-
it was
yeah,
gonna
the-
be an
yeah, the
issue? Like,
ex-
she didn't
yeah.
know he had weapons and stuff. Like,
She says that he was abusive and violent for the 11-year relationship they
Yeah,
had.
she says.
So she says, and I mean, therefore she was aware that things might escalate or get worse now that she's really, really left him. And so she actually even put it in that message where she said, I found the air tags and whatever. She said that, it always escalates when the woman finally leaves. So she was at least aware that things were going to escalate with this guy.
but she didn't get like a domestic violence. Not that that really does anything, a restraining order or anything, right? Like, she didn't.
Well, part of the issue is, and everyone's saying it on this panel, is that well, if she didn't get pervasive evidence of some sort, there's no way she could have gotten that, right? You would need he would have to do something to her first, and then she could go and.
But she said she was in an abusive relationship.
Exactly.
I don't think anybody said that, Ruby.
Apparently, she was not going to the hospital.
Doesn't have any proof of this.
Things, taking pictures. Apparently,
Ruby.
Nobody said that, Ruby. Nobody said that.
Easy to get.
And Ruby, the thing is, all I'm trying to say is, my report is twofold, okay? All I'm trying to say is, okay, when it comes to the incident at the house, right? Why they went on the balcony, I don't know. Reason why that kind of staggers me is because, like, okay, you left yourself completely defenseless and cornered. The guy was still outside the place, banging on the door. I got all this time to get in this house, get knives or whatever weapons I can, and wait for this fucker to come straight through and ambush him. You know what I'm saying? So my thing
it's hard to say with fight or flight, like how anybody is supposed to act or how, what happens.
Oh, I know how I would. That's just me.
I mean,
also, too, for the other part is, I'm saying there's no evidence. So my thing is, let's just go off the evidence that we have and what we know today. Because, while there are women who are battered and they don't report it, for whatever the reasons are, it could be fear and trauma and all that. Fair enough. I think a lot of domestic abuse cases don't go report it. They go unreported, and that's dangerous because they're afraid, frightened, or whatnot. Now, listen, we don't know if this guy. She says he was abusive. He's not around to defend himself, but this is the evidence that we have here today. Because I don't know about going off her word. If the next day after this incident, hey, guys, send me some money to help me pay for my hospital bills.
She said it when he was still around to defend himself. So it wasn't like this is like a new thing. She just said after the fact, after the situation. She said it before.
Is he in jail or anything?
No, he's dead.
He's dead.
Oh, he killed himself?
Yeah, it happened. Yeah, the cops show up. So to keep the cops at bay, he takes a few shots at him. Well, a lot of shots at him. Then he takes a shot and use it on himself.
Yeah, took himself out.
Yeah, the bastard.
Okay, well, at least she doesn't have to worry about that anymore.
Exactly. Her problems are over. Why do I need to help you pay your medical bills?
Well, I mean, if people want to donate, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, there's what?
Angelus, can we play her the video? Like
the
video.
I'm looking for it.
Because I'm like, I think that would give you the perspective that we have, at least as far as what happened in the situation.
No, I have empathy for her. Like, that's traumatic.
Really.
She's entitled to like some kind of, even emotional compensation if somebody wants to like give her money. I'm not opposed to that. But like, I'm sure there's a little bit of relief because he's just not alive, right?
Well, I mean, there's got to be a lot of relief. All your problems with him are over.
Yeah,
it's done. I don't have to. You don't have to deal with him anymore. I mean,
all of the problems are over when you go through something like that. But most of
you got a hole in her leg. Yeah, she got a hole in her leg.
Well, the danger's over, but your problems.
At least you got a good story to tell
yeah,
behind it.
No one's problems ever really get
right.
over
Like
with.
in a long way, your psychological problems are just beginning. You can hear it right at the very end of the video. Listen for it. She starts sobbing as soon as the shooting happened. She starts sobbing, and I was like, because I didn't know the whole story at the time.
Why she crying?
All right, now I gotta be fair, Ruby. Let her speculate. Hey, now I gotta be fair. Let her speculate on her own. So,
okay.
Well, I don't know, but listen.
Hold on. Here it goes. Playing the video again.
They even know she can afford a better apartment. Look at that door.
Yeah.
Conrad has shot Holle in the leg.
I can't see. It's too blurry.
A little blurry. Yeah.
They blurred it on
production
purpose.
value. Now it's not blurry, so that makes sense.
Landlord that said he was trying to get into the building. the suspects.
Well, they put it blurry. Well, they put it blurry for the leg because it's a little bit gory. And she actually posted, which is kind of going leaning back to what West's perspective was earlier, because she tweeted on her end her whole leg with the blood and stuff on it, and that is not blurred out. So this is just for the video content. So.
I've seen tons of gunshot wounds, dude. That's not.
Hold on, this is for her. Chuckles. Hold on, time out.
Seem very like
This is for Chuckles.
scared.
Excuse me? We don't know. All I know is I got a call from my landlord that said he was trying to get into the building. The suspect was trying to get into the building, and then there was something shady about it. We didn't know.
Yeah, he had a gun under his coat.
And he had a gun under his coat when he came out. And then when we walked up, he's at the door. He's at the door.
Oh my God. This gives me anxiety.
Please hurry, please. Okay, he's pounding really hard at the door. And you're shouting.
Why is she standing right there?
I think I hear that.
Thank you.
Thank you. She's looking.
Why would but hide? You know,
That's there's nothing.
I'm sorry. I feel like it's white women.
She's white. Yes. I'll stop crying, white girl.
So that's the police.
A white woman's
Yeah.
tears,
So that was
man.
the police. So that was him shooting at the police and then shooting
Yes,
himself.
that's the police.
Okay.
Yep. And you also saw white woman's tears,
Holy
Chuckles.
shit.
That's what happened.
Yeah. Well,
and once that happens, Chuckles, you should know that once that happens, it's over for whoever's involved. Everyone else, you're up the creek.
I didn't mean white women's tears. I mean just like I don't know. Every time I'm with a white woman and they see something,
I'm not.
Speaking of white women's tears,
I wouldn't want to see that. I would be hiding in like a
Right.
I wouldn't be looking through the window for this.
Why are you wanting to wait and see what happens? Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And look at this. This is a good acting job. A lawyer told her to do that. A lawyer
told her to do this. What she's doing right now?
She was coached. She was coached into doing this. I'll explain why afterwards.
How do you know this?
She doesn't.
I do. Look at it. Okay. Here's the thing. Even when she was shot, she looked better than this. Her eyes up. I'm not saying she's not in proper distress. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not taking that away from her. However, the no makeup, the homely look, the messed up hair, all of this, she was coached into doing this because this is what lawyers tell you to do. If you want to go for a sympathy plea, you want to look as bad as you possibly can.
I don't think any lawyer would advise going.
They
and
all
publishing
do.
Your really? I don't think so.
Here's the thing.
Like for a crime, she didn't do anything, so there's not a crime.
She's asking for money. What do you mean?
Yeah, but I don't think a lawyer is going to be like, go beg for money now.
No,
well, no, but if she's going to do that, that's how a lawyer would coach you. If you're going to do this is how you do it.
I don't think that is true.
They do. I'm telling you, they do. They do.
I think a lawyer would give you legal advice, not public relations.
No. Here's another example. Okay,
lawyers trying to get paid too.
Right. Here's another example. Give me a second. Give me a second, guys. I'll give you a good example. Remember that cop? You remember that cop down in Texas who went into an apartment? She claims that she thought it was hers, but then she guns this guy down on the couch eating ice cream.
Because she committed a crime.
Hold on. That's not the point, Ruby. That's not the point. The point I'm making is when it came to the trial, Ruby, pay attention, focus up. When it comes to the trial, she dyed her hair blonde. She didn't wear any makeup. She did nothing to doll herself up. She was coached into looking that way because
but that's
for some reason when people see you, the way you look, that affects the way people judge you.
No, I understand that.
Affects people's decision making. Literally, I expect you to know
the courtroom is a different place to be judged than on social media. Like, there's no reason for a lawyer to give you advice on what to publish on the internet. Then, if they could say don't publish anything, that would be good legal advice. But like, you're not going to say to do something like that. I don't.
Well,
even if they did, though, it would be because you don't. What are you retaining the lawyer for? In this case, she's not going to retain a lawyer for this
situation.
Why
does she have a lawyer?
Because she's not about to. She didn't commit a crime. She's not going to be.
Why does she have a lawyer?
There's no
getting a lawyer.
Right. There's no reason why she would have a lawyer for what she's doing.
Okay. Let's say she doesn't have a lawyer. Let's say she has a publicist.
Okay. Fine.
Let's say a publicist. Either way, my point is she was coached in how she did that video. when she's crying and all that. I think she was coached.
They look like fake tears to me.
Either way,
they look like fake tears.
I
Yeah,
don't
right.
think she
I
was
think
coached.
she
We
was
see it
coached.
all the time. There's always people who are crying for money on the internet. There's no, I mean, I'm not saying that her situation is undeserved. Like she deserves to like have those emotions and stuff. Like I'm not saying she's not entitled to that, and she deserves empathy for what she went through. But I don't think anyone coached her into doing it. I think that was her own choice.
I think so. It's speculation. I admit that.
I think that's a problem of the generation. They're turning to the phone and streaming.
It's attention,
why
Ruby.
would she bother?
Attention, Ruby. Attention.
Well, is that her job? Like,
it's her attention. Yes.
Yeah. Why would they bother videotaping the whole thing while it's happening? It's the same.
She wants more. See, now here's the thing. What you guys are doing, you and Ruby Chuckles, you're making the mistake of thinking. Okay.
Yeah.
You have a brain, clearly, because you're using common sense and you're thinking.
But
These
why
people
would
are
they
not doing
videotape this
that.
whole thing? Why would they, unless they wanted to share it with people?
Because these people aren't doing that. They're not thinking. That's a valid question.
Is that what you would do? If somebody's shooting at you, would you pull out your phone? Like I wouldn't.
No, I'd go get them.
Exactly. That's the point.
That's exactly
That's my point.
And I did.
Get out of the
I did
danger
when there was
zone.
no cell phone cameras. We didn't even have cell phone cameras back in the day. We had videotapes and VCRs, and I still pulled that out. Absolutely, I did. You know why? Because you know why? Because here's the problem.
Why did you try to escape?
There was a stalker at my apartment trying to kill me, my sister, and my parent. And there was nothing we could do about it because, unfortunately, we couldn't get the protective order to begin with.
But even if
evidence that someone is going to stalk you and try to kill you, and you have to have evidence that they did something wrong. So therefore, we needed evidence that someone did something. This person we knew was stalking us did this wrong thing and has been stalking us in a violent way for us to then get the protective order. So that way,
did the protective order work?
Oh no! See, it's not about whether or not it worked. It's about the fact that we didn't have one when this guy was at my apartment banging on the door with a giant knife about this big, trying to kick in our door.
That's
right.
Scary,
and at that point, we didn't have a protective order, and the police weren't going to rush to come and help us because we had no evidence that this person who was all at the door, whatever, was violent. So we had to get the evidence. So I'm sitting there, making sure I'm recording downstairs. I was making sure I was recording them like at the door through the peephole. We're trying to get evidence. So
were you able to use that
evidence? Because the only way you can get the police to care. That's just what it is.
Police don't care regardless. I have a protective order, called them out. It took them over 24 hours to like come here. They refused to do a police report. So
shout out to Jersey.
You know, it's
is that where you are, Chuck?
They don't give a shit unless you're like already.
No, I'm representing Jersey because that happened one time.
My landlord say, "Holy shit!" Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I really am.
Better than nothing.
No lie. This is a situation, right? This is not a restraining order, but this is me calling the cops. The cops literally a 5-minute walk in Irvington, right? So the landlord was at the bottom. Me and my girl was like at the window, and I'm hearing something like ruffling noises, and I hear like I heard the kids trying to break into the van. So I called the cops, and I'm like, hey, every detail there, I'm saying what they're doing. It took them about 30 minutes. The whole time when they finally
it took
came
over 24 hours, and I called them a couple.
Then when
of
the cop,
times
and then when the cops came to me, guess what they was asking for? My social security information. I'm like, I'm not giving you that. You saw what happened. I reported it. That's all you getting out of me. You're not getting my social security number. You're not getting no personal information from me. But that's all they wanted from me. That's all they wanted from me. But I would say this so Wes could get his
I mean, I called the non-emergency line. It wasn't like actually urgent. There was no one like at my door gonna kill me or anything. So, but it still took like the gas guy, the guy who was coming to fix the gas leak in my stove. Like he came quicker than the police department, which I thought was
that's a damn shame.
Facts. He want to get paid. He want to get paid.
And then 2 hours later. So,
wow.
At least with the protective order, they would have showed up.
Hold on, guys.
Well, I had a protective order.
And it still took him 24 hours to show up.
But you didn't call the emergency line. We called 911 because the guy wasn't really trying to kick in our door with a butcher knife. And
I would prefer if the cops go assist people like that before me, who, you know, I understand that. But the fact that it, took so long was weird. And then they refused to do a police report as well. So that was frustrating.
That's fucked up.
But were you able to use that evidence against the person who was trying to murder you?
Yes. And then we were able to get the protective order. And he wasn't even allowed in our city. And then when he showed up and I said we saw him in the city, we were able to call the 911 and we were able to get him arrested, and then we we were able to get him
That's
arrested
good.
multiple times. So yeah, it did help, because originally, this is why, again, it was not a big deal. There's a guy at an apartment building, so you can't prove he's there for you.
Yeah,
Well,
if he has like a machete in his hand and stuff. Yeah.
So anyway, everyone.
Okay,
I
cool.
need to get
Sorry,
going.
let Wes give his final thoughts off, because this is around the time he has to tuck himself in. Oh, well, hold on, Wes. I got to prep you, because I don't want nobody cutting you off. All right. Please let Wes get his final thoughts out, and then do your thing, Wes. You're more than welcome to haze him or whatever after the fact. All right, Wes. Your final thoughts, good sir.
Well, thank you for having me here again. I enjoyed the conversation.
Since you're already about to leave.
What was that?
Let me share some extra stuff with you, Wes, because you're about to leave.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me share some extra information, because you're not privy to it. So there are text messages of the guy. I guess you want to call them threats, but again, there was extra flags before the situation happened. You did see the video of her crying. There is videos of him and her with the GoFundMe. That's far as the information. And just to add, just for your caveat, sir, the very next day he wanted to do a debate with somebody about the situation. So I'll leave it to you, sir.
A debate? Like, what are they debating?
I
don't understand. I don't understand.
So anyway, thanks for having me on here. I always enjoy my time here, no matter how crazy it gets.
Nice to meet you. Sorry, I came late.
And it's all good. It's all good. I'm leaving early, so it's
fine.
Going to be plenty more air for you, and Mandrill can handle both of you. But like I said, I think this is a generational problem where younger people they're growing up with a cell phone in their hand. They think that this is their everything, so they go to this first, and it makes no rational sense. It's being put in place of instinctual sense. So this girl, she had 11 years. She claimed that for 11 years she was in an abusive relationship. That means she had 11 years to gather evidence and submit something.
Right?
She didn't do
with
that.
With her phone for 11 years.
That's fine. That's fine.
She didn't have anything.
Yeah. With her phone. The thing is,
we don't know if she did.
So the thing is, though, why would she stay with him like that? Because he was good for ratings.
Really? You think that's why? I don't.
Everything
think so.
that she was doing was based around views.
Oh, that's
like
must be what
asking
she's
for.
upset about then, because he's dead. She's not going to get the views.
Interesting. Maybe she
I'm
is
just kidding.
disappointed about that.
I don't know.
But remember at the end of it, they're pinned in on the patio, and for some reason she's standing in front of the door. No, there's no. Even if you have no combat training, you understand to get to safety. And judging from the video, it looked like they were on the second floor. There was plenty of availability for them to try and get to a better safety for him to.
Don't stand in front of the glass door, like the
right.
window. You want to watch somebody die? Like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, it didn't work out in her favor. But I think this is all. And then the very next day, less than 24 hours, she's already posting, begging for money. Like normally when you go through a traumatic event, you need time to cool down, process, talk to your family, go someplace else completely different, and just you escape from all those normal things. But her first instinct was to get onto streaming. His first instinct was to get onto streaming on the patio. That's all nonsense. They're all so focused on views and ratings that they don't even have a real life anymore. They never had one in the first place, most likely. But,
I mean, it's also what you are catering to an audience, and that's kind of like what people want to watch is like people's lives. It's very fucked up, like how people. Sorry, excuse my language. What people consume for entertainment. Like it's very cringe to me.
So, good night, everyone.
Good night, Wes.
Good night.
All right, good night, Wes. Appreciate you, man. Dub coming in a few minutes is take your place. So with that being said, let me share this real quick. It was something else. It was gonna be for Wes as he's walking out. I guess just to add up to more of the context of the conversation. So this is also a tweet that Holle had posted. This was again December the 8th. She says, I did not cheat on Conrad. I left him over a month ago, but that still wouldn't have justified what he did. I agree with that. A lot of you are very sick in the head for trying to justify any way in which I deserve this. This was in December, November the 5th. I am ready to take the steps to be free. And this was around, I guess, that time. Says everyone, I'm going through a lot right now. Actually, this is like Discord. I'm going through a lot right now. I haven't been saying anything, but I feel like I need to in order to heal. Conrad and I are splitting up after 11 years. I hid a lot of abuse throughout that time and made excuses for him, but I feel strong enough now to break free from the cycle, and I love all of you. And I'm excited to continue to stream in a place where I feel safe and comfortable. Now, I agree to her moving forwards and getting the strength. My question is this: was she in a open relationship with the guy? Because it's clear that she's in a new relationship with somebody else. And or was she like low key in another relationship with Hunter Avalon?
Well, he was obviously angry about something.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you.
Yeah. It wasn't about peanuts and bad cooking. We didn't hear that conversation. Yeah, here come Dub. All right, Dub, I got you, man.
Whoa. I got an intro.
Appreciate
I
you,
got an
Dub.
intro. What's good? I got an intro and everything. That's dope. Holy shit. That's insane.
Great Pill. Where's my intro? Ruby and I deserve an intro. We need a ring walkout intro.
Right? That's right.
That's what we need right now.
Especially me. Every
Yo,
week.
I came late.
Uncontested.
Well, first of all, you're not going
man.
to gaslight me and have Ruby on top of me and attack me. You're not going to do that. I
would never have Ruby attack you, man. I have no control over Ruby.
In the manosphere, that make me all types of simps. You're not going to do that to me now. You're not going to do that. You're not going to put the label on me, good sir.
I will not do that.
Yeah, that's funny.
I mean, the manosphere, it's just confused.
So what's going on?
I think most of them are gay anyway.
Confusing.
What's going on? What's the topic? How you been, Great Pill? It's been a while, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's good? What's good, Dub?
Yeah, where you been, Dub?
Oh, doing good, man.
Chilling.
Enjoying the holidays, all that good stuff. How's the family, man? How's the family?
Oh, appreciate that. They're good, man. You know, I can't complain. You know, holidays. I have my little baby niece. I just my brother sent me a picture of her today, so it was dope. But yeah, I'm straight, bro. How about you? How's your family? Everything straight?
Yeah, everything good. Older sister reached out. I actually decided to work on the Thanksgiving, which is fine. I didn't really care. Just wanted to work, eat, get home, eat, and just sleep. That's pretty much the norm. Christmas might be a little bit different. New Year's, I'm staying home. I don't like people. people a little bit crazy and wild for me for the most part.
Yeah, but, I feel you on that, man. I feel you on that. What's the topic though? What we got? I see the title. What is this? Recent GF.
Yeah, Hunter. Yeah, famous YouTuber.
Oh my God,
Hunter Avalon. Yeah. YouTube, man. The media, people fall in love and smashing and clapping booty cheeks and all that good stuff. But yeah. So the conversation of tonight is famous YouTuber / Twitch streamer. I saw you message Ruby. I'll share that out. By the name of Hunter Avalon. Has a current girlfriend by the name of Holle, Miss Pino. She was in an 11 abusive relationship with a guy by the name of Conrad.
11 year abusive relationship.
Thank you. 11-year abusive relationship, according to her. And and so she just announced what we just showed earlier around November, that she said she's letting the relationship go and gonna move on forward with her life. But in her tweets, she showed in June and October, they was together, happy, dinner, and all that good stuff. And the guy by the name of Conrad tagged her personal belongings to keep track of her, found out where she and the new boyfriend, Hunter Avalon, is, and decided to come there, Rico style, and come to the door, try to get their attention. According to
the
her
white
now.
girl tears. Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting to the tier. Yeah, that's on that's on day 8. Yeah, that's on 8th of December. So around that time of the 8th of December, he located her, find out where they at. According to her tweet messages, she says, "Hey, I did everything I can. I jumped. No, Hunter did everything he could. I jumped in the middle of it between Hunter and myself to make sure that he was protected. I told Hunter to yell and go, but he didn't, so he refused. So we both left, and then at the last minute or whatever time it was, time frame of them exiting from Conrad, he took a shot at them. It ricocheted. A piece of the bullet hit her leg. Is bleeding. We show the video of that. I'll show the video for you. And then from the next day, which was the 9th or 10th, thank you, Chuckles. She does a crying video on her Twitter feed.
She actually cried twice. Once at the scene.
Yeah, she cried once at the scene. I to be fair, I didn't see tears. I just saw the hair get flickered back. And then the next day I saw the video of her crying, explain the situation a little bit more. And then a day before that, her and Hunter Avalon does a GoFundMe, saying, "Hey, we want hospital bills." Now, Hunter, he wasn't injured, but she was. So she's asking for the GoFundMe for money. So that's where it goes from there. Now I will show you the video so you get some context of the stuff we're saying, and this is where we at right now. Appreciate everybody for coming through in the chat. Yeah, Alicia, it's a lot. Marcus, yep, exactly. Alicia, appreciate you. She just laughing like Wes and Mandrill is. And yeah, it's a lot. Cultures, it's a lot. It's a lot. Everybody falling in love on YouTube, so I don't know. So let me.
They are.
I guess so. Apparently. Yeah,
where my Ashley at? I haven't.
I didn't realize this was a dating platform.
Oh, Ashley, somehow. Yeah, Ashley somewhere in the.
Dude, what is going on? I didn't even realize
what happened.
Conrad character. I looked up the guy that did this because you said that they're all content creators, right? So I'm like, who the hell is this? Conrad character. He's old and like overweight, and he's a Jesus dude. Like
that's the dude that shot. That was the dude that shot.
That's
the
the shooting. What in the world? I'm sorry. Play the video for them though. I'm sorry. I just like.
No,
I was just
good.
so surprised. I thought it was like a young person, like in their age category, right? Everyone else is the same age, so I thought I didn't realize it was like an old guy.
Because she looked like a baby. She looked like a baby.
Yeah. How old is she?
Oh, wait. How old is she?
That's a good question. I see Kenko followed her. I think Kenko might know, but I want to say maybe 30, 31. I'm just guessing.
How old's the dude?
Conrad guy.
He looks old.
He look old, like late 40s.
Really? Okay. So she's dating a geezer, and as a geezer, he's behaving that way.
Jesus Christ!
Wait, which one died? The old guy?
Yes, the old guy.
Okay.
And she texted the old guy too, and like asked him to please surrender, and that she's like bleeding out and stuff. It's like that conversation's really weird. The text message conversation is really weird, but I know we have to get Dub caught up first, so let's do that. But like,
yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry. No, you're good, man. This is you. Everybody doing apologies tonight, especially me. All right, here it goes for Dub.
Are you recording? Conrad has shot Holle in the leg. Excuse me? We don't know. All I know is I got a call from my landlord that said he was trying to get into the building. The suspect, sorry. The suspect was trying to get into the building.
The assailant, dumbass.
There was something shady about it. We didn't know.
He had a gun under his coat.
And he had a gun under his coat when he came out. And then when we walked up, he's at the door. He's at the door.
Please come in. Please come in.
Please hurry. Please. Okay. He's pounding really hard at the door. I hear shouting. I think I hear them.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, those were the white girl tears.
Yeah, the white girl's crocodile tears. You know, hey, Doug, you know when a white woman cries, it's all over then. Somebody going to jail. Or they're gonna get shot.
Or someone's gonna die.
Yeah.
The text messages, please, because because she texted him like maybe seconds before that. She was actually texting this guy while like this was all going on and just asking him to like surrender himself. Like she didn't want him to die in this scenario. So the fact that she then broke down after hearing all the gunshots and then everything stopped, then I'm sure she was pretty sure at that point he was shot, at least if not like dead. But she asked him to surrender himself. And then she was like, he was like something about
for the content,
leave the coward and stuff. Like, yeah, like Conrad Conacher. That is the person who did the shooting. So Conrad, she was texting Conrad and she asked him to surrender and that she's bleeding pretty badly, like she's gonna bleed out. And he's like, that's not how things were supposed to go, or something like that. It's like it's a weird interaction though, because it's like he's calling the other guy, so he's calling Avalon a coward and stuff, and I don't know. It's really
well. She was
really
with the
weird.
guy for like years, and she was in that abusive relationships. A lot of times, people make excuses for the people that abuse them.
Yeah, it's
that
an
is
endless
true,
cycle.
but
It's
this is
supposed to
a
become
weird
abuse.
conversation. Considering what was happening in the moment, it's a weird conversation to have been having. Like, that's why I sent the text messages to.
Yeah, I'm sharing it now.
Yeah. Okay. Look. Okay. Right. So she's the one who wrote, "Please surrender. I'm losing a lot of blood."
I don't either.
Yeah, the font really bothers me.
Yeah.
This guy's wild. This guy's wilding, yo. Oh my god.
Now look what the guy said. The guy said, "I never meant for that."
Please?
No, god damn it. Leave him, please. And then she said, "Only if you surrender." And he said, "I will. Just live your life for yourself. I should have killed the coward." Like that is a weird.
That pussy
weird.
must have been good.
No. He's just talking shit. He
died. He died, so maybe he was.
He did die, but he was planning on killing somebody. He brought a gun. No,
the guy, not the girl. He was planning on killing the guy, not the girl. If he's planning on killing anyone, I think. Here's what I think about. I think he came over there to scare people.
But why is he a coward? No. See, you're missing the important
thing. He and the other guy clearly got into it. They had an exchange of words, but the guy probably wouldn't meet him outside to fight or nothing like that. Yeah, or talk. And so that's probably why he's calling him a coward. Now, when the cops show up, that's what probably made the guy freak. Because he didn't want to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want it to turn into that. The whole thing with the cops getting involved. He probably just want. Now, Ruby, I'm going to say. Hold on, Ruby. He's clearly unstable and emotional.
He knew the cops were coming. That's why she asked him to surrender. That's the point of this conversation.
He didn't know the cops were coming.
Did he bring a gun with him, or was it just the cops?
She was dating him.
Oh, he brought the gun. He brought the gun
so sorry.
with
I'm
him.
so sorry. Oh,
and
my
then
God.
if you bring a gun with through the door and
that's honestly the guy she was dating.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, she got shot, like because of him with his gun, right?
Yeah, she got shot because of him with his gun. But
now, Ruby, here's the question: what would make a woman, and to both ladies, what would make a woman find that attractive?
Well, see, you have to think about what did he look like 11 years ago?
Yeah, that's
not much better than that.
No, you have no idea. I don't know either. But what I will say is that
good
11
God,
years
look at
ago,
that good. Look at that
maybe he was rich or something. We don't know.
You know what? I mean, he wouldn't even need to really be rich. All he would need to be is like passably okay looking, but more importantly, probably filled the role of a protector and provider. And she didn't have a protector.
What was he protecting? He's fed. He can't protect anything.
Yeah. Have you seen
like? Her, honestly,
there's so many guys that have like really hot wives or girlfriends. Yeah. I don't know.
A lot.
That's true. I don't understand it, ladies. I really don't.
There's I don't just not really that beauty standard for men.
Like there is for women. I get it. I get that
true.
But
that is
yeah, because I see that too. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here?
You know what I'm saying? No, I feel you.
Maybe chicks are like less shallow.
You're not. You're not less shallow. Women are not less shallow.
They just look for other things other than us. I think it's more of like appealing. It's like if somebody appeals more to like a feeling of a woman,
That's
it's like
true.
it
Yeah.
will have
People can
a
grow
higher
on you
chance.
too.
Exactly, right. While
Yeah,
us,
but
we're just
that though,
mainly
you gotta look.
visual.
You gotta at least look at it.
I mean, if he had like Riz, you never know.
Maybe
I
he
hate
had
that
a
but,
word.
maybe he
I'm
had
not
a
gonna lie,
nine
I
on.
hate that
Maybe he
word.
was
Maybe
really funny or
Oh my
something.
god.
Yeah.
That
But you know what
that
though?
could
No,
be.
because the age difference is so striking. So it's very clearly like a daddy issues thing, right? And if
Could
you're
be that too.
young and unprotected and unprovided for, then you're gonna find older men like that more attractive because they're going to be able to in a way daddy you, right? They're going to be able to parent you in a way that you never got parented, and they're going to take care of you like an equal is not going to do that. Someone the same age as you is not going to see you as like a child almost in a way to care for and to raise up. And so you find that a lot in like younger girls who are, you know, they don't really have parents like mom or dad. They just don't really have anyone looking out for them. They've been through some hard stuff and stuff. Then someone's willing to scoop them out of obscurity and out of poverty and help them out, right? It's just like, oh, I'll give you the money you need. I'll pay for your schooling. I'll do whatever. Yeah, sure. You got to blow me every once in a while, but I'm going to give you a life that you never would have had otherwise, right? I'm going to parent
Occasionally
you.
that happens. Yes. Most of the time people just take advantage of that person.
Hold on, let me ask this question. Shout out to Mel. I appreciate you. Cold Truth, check her out. She's always talk about a lot of crime, murder history on her end. Appreciate her. She asks, "Is there an arrest warrant affiliated for this shoot?" No, he came to the house. Stuff happened. The cops was called. He was drawing his weapon. The cops bucked at him. He bucked at himself. And the end. The end. And Angela says something about EBT card. Shout out to Angela Knight. Appreciate you. I don't know.
That's good, Angela. But yeah, the whole thing right here is it's wild to me.
Well, just from the video you saw, what's your thoughts on that? Because everybody had their little perspective of that video.
I mean, I think it's pretty real. I don't think anybody really knows how they're going to react to a scenario until they're there. I mean, the fact that the dude died.
Incorrect.
Let that man finish. Go ahead, sir.
The fact that
yes.
The fact that the dude died goes to show you like a lot of the things that was happening in that video was probably real. It seems like both of those people were just very scared, and you have just different responses. Some people have more of like a calm, demeaning like attitude, and then some people just start panicking, like the guy in the video. So I mean, it's just very crazy to me, and I don't like how number one, I just don't like how men handle relationships a lot of times. I mean, just see, I literally just heard a story about this literally before I got on the show a couple of hours ago, how some two dudes was about to fight, about to shoot each other over a girl, and it's like it's just so stupid to me. I just don't understand. I just don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. And the fact that it was 11-year-old abusive relationship, I mean, that's wild too, and I feel bad. I do feel bad for the girl that was in that abusive relationship as well. And you could probably see how, you could probably see how serious that thing was, especially with the fact that the dude went to an extent to saying, "Oh yeah, he was really trying to kill the boyfriend." So, I mean, just goes hard to everybody and their families, bro. It's just a wild thing to be a part of, and I mean, men just got to do a better job of controlling their instincts, bro. It's just insane.
It's not the emotions; it's the impulse control and the emotions. Like, I mean, we're gonna feel emotions. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna feel that hurt and anger and stuff like that. But I agree with you, Dub.
You don't have to.
By and large, have to do a much better job of managing how they respond to emotions. It's out of hand, dude. Like, when you get to that level,
you could tell by
he's really short.
Yeah, you could tell by somebody like that, and I'm just going off of the visual representation and everything. I mean, probably didn't get a lot of love like that, didn't get a lot of play, and he was really really in love with this specific person right here. Didn't really want to let that go, especially if you're trying to hold on to that for like 11 years.
They don't treat it like trash while you're with
it then.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly, Chuckles. Don't treat it like trash while you're with it then.
Oh yeah,
we don't know the extent of that abusive relationship if she doesn't have any evidence of that happening for 11 years as well.
We going about the tear jerking moment.
I'm willing to gamble if that man was really willing to shoot the boyfriend over that.
True.
I'm willing to bet that he was probably doing some things to her. Like, I don't know for a fact, but I'm willing to gamble like that's something that did happen. Because anybody that I do see like in a position to fight or in a position to get guns out for a specific female, there's a high through my own anecdotal experience, there's a good likelihood that that dude is liable to do something to the
It's
female
like this
as well.
weird mentality. Certain people, like, they don't think that there is there are so many people in this world. Like, it's not like this one person is your only person that you're ever gonna meet. Like, that's the thing that I don't get. It's like, how can you justify this?
Okay, well let me play devil's advocate. Why can't women be a little bit more sensitive with the breakup or more mature? Let's say, for example, we'll take it down a notch. Let's say me and you went on a date and it didn't work out. My breath stink, I'm ugly, you just ghost me, right? If versus just telling me.
How is a girl supposed to do that? Like,
I don't know, it's up to you. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Like, what? How you said to be sensitive? Like, it's a uncomfortable thing. Is like, if you don't like someone, how are you supposed to dump them? But also, like, so it's clear that you don't like them anymore, without being kind of like an asshole.
Because a lot of guys, this is what I'm saying, because a lot of guys can't figure it out. So I feel like just for the most part, most women should like, you know what, let me just say it in either a nice or whatever way. So versus just let me ghost. And then the guy, because most men do this, they'll resent the woman. Yeah, because most men will resent that woman. Then next thing you know, they'll take that hurt on that woman and project it on somebody else.
But that's what ghosting does to people. Like, that's not just like a man to woman or woman.
Yeah,
right. Like, people don't like to be ghosted. But I will say that I don't think the problem is that unhealthy people who are unhealthy emotionally and have or psychologically and then react poorly to certain types of things, right? Maybe they get overattached and this and that and whatever. Like, being ghosted or not is not going to change that, right? These are people who generally, it's not about the person who ghosted them. It's about the person who liked them, right? And found them charming and fell in love with them, and they fell in love with them. And they were finally getting this returned to them. But you know what? They're very insecure normally, right? And they normally don't really believe in themselves. And so they almost immediately start doubting her, because how could she ever think he was attractive? Oh my God, look at him. He's short, he's ugly, he's fat, he's this, that, whatever. All the things he hates about himself, he projects onto her. And then she doesn't care about those things. But you know what? His lack of security starts weighing on her, right? And then God forbid if they stay together for a long time and he does become abusive because of that same insecurity and his inability to just cope or heal his own past traumas or whatever, right? Because when she finally leaves, then he will say, see, I knew she never loved me. I knew she never this.
It's a self-inflicted failure type thing. Like, I feel like if you're, I don't know if anyone's really competent enough to like be in a relationship that's 100% healthy, but you don't have to.
Nothing will ever be 100% in anything.
Yeah, like there's gonna be shit that you got to go through, and it's like a matter of like what are you willing to put up with? I guess
I kind of have to low key agree with Ashley in the comment. She says, because she says something, she says when I was just an example of the dating thing, or just if we're dating or courting for like months or just a year at a time, it was nice hanging out. It was nice hanging out with you, but it won't go any further than this. That's pretty much her first step, in my opinion. She says after that, it's not a problem of yours. And she says, when is it? When we lose our voice?
Oh, because what happens is people like me say things like that. And like, listen, I'm actually on the side of you don't ghost people regardless of what the consequences. However, I've absolutely been stalked after letting someone down nicely, gently. I have been threatened and whatever after letting someone down not so gently. But the stalking the person who doesn't go away and shows up at your house and whatever, it's when you let them down nicely and you say, hey, listen, I had a really great time. You're a great guy. You're going to find someone who's perfect for you. That's not me. I'm not interested in anything else. Not even friendship. I think we should just kind of go our separate ways. But, it was a great time. Thank you. That is literally what I said. And that was followed by almost a year of being stalked. So I think that people think that it's the person, right? Like, I was being stalked, therefore I must have done something wrong. But it's not. It's the person stalking someone. There's something's misfiring in their brain. Let's put it that way, right? So there's not a good way that the person being stalked could react to make this person stop now, because it's not the person.
Exactly. Well, some people just can't fucking handle rejection too, and they like internalize it and they think really deeply about it, and it's like, you know, some people just don't vibe, and like if they block you or like tell you that they don't want to communicate with you, it doesn't give you like the right to like try to continue to engage in like that.
Yeah, I just me personally, I just don't. I don't on every front and cross my fingers that that person has some kind of sense and go somewhere else. That's pretty much what my
Exactly,
advice would be.
especially if you've been like blocked, you know, like if you've been blocked, that person that's pretty direct. Like and I don't care what it is that you're reading in like, you know, some magazine, or if it's like she wants you to fight for her. No, like just leave her alone.
But Chuckles, but Chuckles, it can't be me. You must be cheating. You must be seeing someone else. Can't be me because I didn't do anything wrong to you. Nothing.
Or because they
So
still
why
really
would you
like
break up with me? You must be seeing someone else. That's why you broke up
Even
with
if
me.
I
That's
am,
what
though,
happened.
that's none of
That's
like
what happened.
it's none of his business.
But he can't be better than me, Chuckles. He
It doesn't
can't be.
matter. It
Time to
doesn't
get out the
matter.
rollie.
Like you have to
Time to get
let
out the
people.
rollie.
But Chuckles,
You don't want to
I'm
be with somebody.
awesome.
You don't want to be in a forced relationship like that. You don't want to be in
No, but they
somebody
do.
with somebody
They
because
do.
they're scared of you. Like,
Well, I'm not trying to force
You know what it is?
Chuckles. I'm not trying to force you, Chuckles. All right?
No, you are,
But
though.
if you come back to me, you'll see.
No,
You'll
you know
see
what
the
it is?
light.
No,
You'll see how
I
awesome
don't know.
I am.
you know, 11
And you
years.
can-
You know, 11 years.
No,
I
no, you
think
know
that
what
I
it
That's
is?
more
figured
than
it
enough time.
out.
I know, but this is the.
I gave you
I'm saying
11
that
years.
I know. I'm saying this to piggyback off Ruby. Like this is the thinking of guys who do that. They think these. They actually do think these things. And the reason why I know this is because guys do talk. You know what I'm saying? And psychology is one of my things. You know what I'm saying? And this is the thinking of guys who do that kind of stuff. For example, it's just like you said, Chuckles. Some guys just can't handle rejection, and it's unfortunate
Girls
because we
do.
hear no. Because men, we hear no way more than we hear yes, especially
You
when it
should
comes
be
to
used
women.
to it.
We should be exactly. You got people like
Should be.
the gentlemen on this panel. We're
You should
used
be
to
a
it. We can
professional at rejection at this point. Then
we can handle
That's
rejection.
not true. So the issue
But-
is, and I think it's probably one of the big reasons why a lot of women kind of cater more towards guys that do get women, because a lot of guys that don't get women don't know how to handle that. They don't know how to handle rejection. They don't know how to handle things like that. So when
It's
moments
a
like
life
this happen,
skill.
yeah, I mean, if things like
Good life
when things like that happen to them, I mean, they overreact and start doing some things and gotta fucking do shit. Now I don't even know him like that, but I just know there's just a lot higher likely chances of people doing that who are not good with people or not good with women, and they don't know how to handle rejection like that. So I think that's probably another indicator on why I just think women in general just have more of comfortability of being around a dude that they know can get women, because it's kind of like a social skill that that person has. So that's another thing that people don't talk about enough. Like, you guys, like, there's some weirdos out in this fucking world that they're just fucking weirdos, bro. And
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be on just for this situation. Just the Holle chick. The fact that she said she was an 11-year relationship, abusive, but then next thing you know, within the text is like, hey, I'm in a new relationship with somebody else within a month or two. Find that time, and I'm saying this to everybody.
Yeah, she
If
seems
you
like
know
she has attachment issues.
Exactly. If you know that you was in an abusive relationship, so obviously you've been hurt.
11 years. You need more time to heal than a month.
Yourself, exactly, for yourself. Don't be jumping and hop into another relationship because it's not going to work out. Matter of fact, stay as single as you possibly can. But
That's codependency. That's what that is. Yeah.
Yes, just stay single as possibly can. So that little weirdo, crazy guy. Matter of fact, a life or two may have been saved just because. Stay single, avoid him, get the cops. So even if he's trying to lurk and find you, hey, he knows you're still single. So even if you think he got a chance, hey, I got all the receipts now, per what Ruben was saying. Cops, all this other situation. He's locked up. Okay, we good. I still got to work on myself extensively. Therapy. Okay. Now, if I choose to go ahead and be in an exclusive relationship with Hunter, go ahead. I'm not telling you not to go, get your itch scratched, but I'm just saying, be careful because you got
She told him that she got in a new relationship.
Well,
yeah,
for some reason he was tracking her.
Yeah,
she didn't ghost him. For all the conversation we're having, like, we're like, oh, ghost. No, she didn't just be like, oh, cutting you off.
No, I'm not saying ghost. I used that example earlier.
Again. Like, that's not actually how they ended. But I wanted to respond to, because the thing is, like, what Dub said isn't necessarily true, because people who it's not just about, oh, well, if you can't get girls, there's lots of guys who can't get girls but have lots of female friends, and there's lots of guys who can get girls but are seriously a threat to women, because
Yeah, that's true.
It's not about
And they
that
trigger
skill.
the
What it's about,
anxiety too of like, if this guy can get a lot of girls, then why would he choose me? And then the girl gets,
well, I don't
anxious
even mean
about
that. No, I mean it's not about, again, it's not about the woman. It's about the man. I'm
Yeah.
talking about the man here. And the men, what ends up happening is if you think you're so great, right? Then
Ego.
some people can't understand. Well, if I think I'm great, why don't you think I'm great? Or for
Right. Why
example,
can't you see it?
in the
Well,
case
if
of
you
a
like
Why
guy,
can't
pizza
you
and
see
I
it,
don't,
Ruby?
like that's
hold
just like ridiculous.
In the
Chuckles,
case
you
of,
have to see how great I am.
hold
I'm the best
on.
thing for
I
you. We're
see it.
great
I
for
see
each
it.
other.
I
Just for a
understand.
second, hold on. Okay. In the case of a guy who really likes a woman, right? And then he's like, he's not getting the hint, right? It's because what he's doing is he's projecting his feelings and his perception onto this other person, because there's a thing called theory of mind, okay? And it's basically our ability to understand that other humans that are not us have their own mind states, and it might be different than ours based on their own perception of things. Okay, you can look at the experiments and watch
That's
kids at various
and then
ages
they
develop
make
this.
up shit too, because confirmation bias. They need to have, like, so for example, like there's this girl who's like actively stalking me right now, and she like thinks of her own, like there's certain things that she doesn't know about me, obviously. There's a lot of things that she does know from, her research and that kind of thing, but she'll just make up shit that she doesn't have the answers to. Like I missed our court date. We had a hearing. I had to refile for a restraining order, but she in her own mind believed that, and immediately came after me saying that like I don't have a case, and it was actually just like I fucked up on the date, like. And she was just like, the reason you it got dismissed is because you don't have a case, and that's why you didn't show up. And I'm like, no, I'm at the courthouse right now refiling because you're psycho, like, and she does this with like, there's certain days I look like shit, and there's certain days I look better. And she like thinks of these like conspiracy theories about like, oh, she's AI, or like she's insane, dude. Like she's made up some weird ideas about me.
Wow.
I ain't
No,
gonna lie.
She's like,
that's
why do you
crazy.
always turn off the camera when you get up from streaming? And like, I don't even think about that. Like, it's just a habit.
Right. No,
She
that
was
to me, though, that
questioning
sounds
that?
more plotty and
I do
intentional.
that.
Whereas she's intentionally trying to push things onto your character, onto you that like
Yeah,
she knows
absolutely.
aren't true, but makes her feel better. What I'm talking
Uh-huh.
about is not intentional. This is a failure in development where people fail to develop that thing where they understand if you're sitting over there and I'm sitting over here, we literally have a different perspective. We literally are seeing and feeling things differently. And because of that, you'll hear them in like say the YouTube streets or whatever, and they don't understand that if they find this woman attractive and they really like her, that has no bearing on what she feels for them. They don't understand it. They literally, like, for them, if
It's
they like
selfish.
her,
It's
she
very
must like him
selfish.
too.
But
Like,
you're right. But Ruby,
it's
if I
wild.
like you, okay, you have to like me
Oh,
because
God.
I'm me. You know,
No, it's the inability and the refusal to put yourself into somebody else's shoes.
Yes.
Like
I don't think it's I
lack of
don't think
empathy.
it's just that. I think a lot of people, I think it really stems from insecurity. I'm trying to force this person to like me, I don't think it's like people with the idea of
yeah, they're
Jesus
trying
Christ.
to control other people's thoughts. Even with that one girl, she's like trying to get people to dislike me because of her own insecurities and her own
Yeah.
like whatever she wants to. Like she's made up some weird, like she
They
said, I live
probably
with my
think
parents.
they
Like she
probably
said,
think in their own mindset, they probably think that people don't like them like that. So what they try to do, especially if like a dude or let's say a female is dealing with somebody, they're trying their hardest to make that person like them. And the fact that they're not
absolutely.
liking them, they're hurt.
But
They're hurt, and they
the
don't know how to
circle that
respond
she's
to it.
hanging out with is like a bunch of incels, and it's like they're never going to have any girls back at the end of the day. Like they think it's funny to tell you you're right and to continue this. Like they're not helping. They're like instigating like her to like do things that are illegal because they find and that's another like level of selfishness. It's like, just how about you just do the right thing? I know it's gonna sacrifice your entertainment, but it's affecting my life, like she's They got swatted.
Yeah, I mean, she sounds really like cluster B personality disorders to me. Like, I don't know her obviously, but that's
But
what
she
she
gets
sounds like. She
so
sounds
much
like she's in there.
validation from the people who are literally using her for entertainment
She
that
on
she
YouTube or some
believes.
shit?
What?
She's
Yeah,
not on
she's a
YouTube,
famous,
but
she's
she's on every other.
she's on
She's on the.
Twitch.
She thinks that she's untouchable because she's not a content creator, but she's all like she'll invade like Discord servers that I'm in, like she, you know.
Okay, I got you.
And she'll like post spam, like post, you know, things about my family and my own pictures and like, and it's
What a
like I
hoe.
don't do that shit to you. Like I made a couple memes about her with her default picture she set as her profile. Like it was not even a meme. That's how I started coping with it at first because I didn't know what to do. And but it was never intentionally like malicious that I would want her to look a certain way.
Yeah,
You know, that
like
reminds me of that chick. Something she's in the art drawing sphere, and like literally it sounds exactly like that situation where like she both envied and hated this other content creator and like went out of her way to like lie about her and to like plot like she was in Kiwi Farms making things up and pretending she was someone that's not her and whatever. It was like a whole thing for like years until she was finally caught, and she was gaslighting the you of the situation and trying to make her feel like she's like crazy, and that, you know, they're of course I like you, of course we're friends, I would never really do this to you, I would never say things like that about you, I would never. And meanwhile it was her, and she got like
No, I have
very
like substantial like proof, and then but a lot of the guys are like, she didn't do it, like because you know if it didn't go to the swatting thing, like I probably would have just ignored it and just kept blocking her. But like because I got swatted, like that's IRL shit, and because you know she thinks it's okay to like harass my relatives and stuff, like it's just not, and that's why I had to like take it to the legal.
I'm not.
Yeah.
This
I'm
is
sorry
me
you're going
hearing it.
through that.
Yeah, this is
Sorry.
that's
My
a
own
lot
shit.
because no, because in my head when I hear, just in my experience, when it, you know, a little bit happened on my end, I just chose to ignore it. Anybody that was affiliated or close to that little circle that I
Yeah,
know
you just
just in
remove
real life,
yourself.
yeah, it's from people that's not even my real friends. I just disengage. Don't even
Yeah, absolutely.
even
But
somebody
she
recently.
like follows
Yeah,
me, dude.
no, I'm not knocking that. I'm not knocking any of that.
She
I'm just telling
followed
you
me
what.
onto 3 panels one day on YouTube. I'm like, how the fuck did she find this? Like, it was scary to me.
yeah, she yeah, and that's the scary part about the internet, man. I mean, the more and more social things you get, the more there's gonna be people out there that's just fucking weird like
And
that.
this is where you got to
It's
slowly
sad.
prepare for it too. And it's a lot. And then I think I'm not gonna say because of the type of content people do, just the fact that you have some kind of quote unquote clout or fame, you still have to be like, yeah, exactly. But in their mind, they might think you do, you know, and that's something. Not saying you, I'm putting you, removing you out the conversation for the moment, but other people that slowly start coming into like, you know, doing like the little tick, just because I know people like, hey, let me do some funny little nice little TikTok videos and just think it's harmless, but somebody outside the realm of them will fixate and focus on them. Because like even when I started just doing motivational fitness like years ago, and I was just always posting stuff on Facebook, and I had only my closest friends or people I work close with, I'm cool with, is only posted on my Facebook. And for some reason, that was a moment I learned that somebody or everybody's always watching you, because somebody had hit me up on one of my pictures, said, hey, I remember you some like 5 years ago when you said XYZ. And I was like, I don't even remember that.
Yeah, I don't even exactly. It's weird how people
and
I have a dark sense of humor. I do a lot of really dark jokes, and I used to do stand-up, but she wants to like, I don't think she knows like what is actually like a bit. Because I joke about like really dark things, and she doesn't like get the joke. So like she wants to tell everybody it's not funny, but there are people who do get it.
Yeah, she's a sabotager. Fuck her.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that. I'm
I
glad
know
I've
trolls
never had
like
to go through that. Yeah, I'm glad I never.
Like that,
I'm
me,
listening. I'm glad I never had to go through anything like that, because that sounds like that's just fucking.
Are you big? Are
taxing.
you big on the internet space?
I'm not. That's the thing, is like I'm not big on the internet, and I don't like demand a lot of attention from males. Like I don't know what it is that she needs to like prove to me and everybody. Like I think she just really wants to like humiliate me, and I also just don't care as much about what people think of me, like because I'm a human. I know that there are days that I'm going to look like shit, and if you take photos of it and post it everywhere, it's not going to make me feel any different about the situation. Like, like
You're good. Hey, shout out to Cold Truth. Cold Truth said, "I'm lost. A girl that was tracked down to off stalked you." Chuckles. No, she was giving an example of just relation to how most people are a little bit psycho-ish, you know, with the relationship of the guy that self-deleted himself, trying to get closer to Holle. So she was giving examples of that, which I have no answer for. Just I only can get my only anecdotal experience. Yeah, my only anecdotal experience of what's going on with what happened with me in the past and son Ruby and stuff like that. Because we can give all the answers, but nothing will come close to what she's going through. But far as the situation with Hunter and the girl and stuff, again, I'm chopping it all down to just therapy. Like I personally see like another round robin circle jerk of another drama happening. Not saying that Hunter may be the next guy who, you know, bringing weapons to the situation, because, you know, the fire P that she may or may not have, and it may be so demonic that he's going El Pollo Loco too. I'm saying I don't think that would happen to him, but at the same time, I'm kind of guessing that the circle drama might happen. Like, hey, they break up. It might be some whole Twitter thing, whatever. And
there's gonna be drama. That's just people.
Yeah. I'm swearing everything I love, because Wes has said a lot, and I'm leaning to a little bit what Wes saying. If they break up and it be some media YouTube stuff on Twitter and TikTok, I'm sure letting Wes know, like, hey, Wes, you was right, because young generations like that, it just like all about
the phones. Hunter. You talking about Hunter? And
Hunter Biden and the Holle girl, because they in a relationship now. No, I'm saying.
Up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they do, it's like a whole other circle jerk of drama. And I'm like, why? Because even for her side, she was in an 11-year abusive relationship. Like, yo, use that time out for yourself to, like, you know, mull things over, figure out yourself.
She's a codependent people. There's drama too. Like,
yeah, but no. That's not. No. The success of that relationship has nothing to do with just happened now. That's that dude, Conrad, just having a serious mental health issue, right?
No, I get it.
They don't work out. You feel me?
No, I get that, but at the same time,
it's nothing to criticize.
No, I get that. No, I get that, but I feel like there's some point conversation all around, right? So let's say, for example, right, if he knew or was aware of that guy dating her, and then he got into a relationship with Holle, she had to say something like, yo, my man's a psycho, he's all this stuff, right? At that moment in time, for himself, he should have been aware, like, you know what? Let me just fall back, because I don't know him and her situation that much. And two, not saying all women are honest, but at the same time, a lot of women lie and might put me in an uncomfortable situation. Right now, he's in an uncomfortable situation.
She might have not said anything to him, though. She might have not said, because if a guy were to tell me like he has a psycho ex-girlfriend who is, you know, crazy, I would not continue.
Not gonna lie. I've heard about the psycho boyfriends. I don't care. You know,
yeah, but you're a guy. It's different, and
I care.
We're talking about the guy from the dudes. We're talking about the boyfriend right
that's
now,
true.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're talking about. I mean, I got straps at home, okay. So I'm not tripping.
There you go.
True,
but
it's true.
But the issue is
it was an old guy too, right? Let's not.
Like let's be real. Like in my head, probably didn't know about it. Things just happened this way. You feel me? So I don't. It's like. I'm not gonna sit here and say like she kept things from him like that. I don't know what happened. I don't think she did. He probably did know. He just thought he could take on that thing and just didn't think anything of it.
Man, like a 90 pounds wet.
I mean, did he even get shot? Like he was fine. He left.
No, she put herself between him and
why would she do that?
The two men.
That's not very.
Nah, she's so he. That dude Hunter is. I'm not gonna voice it. But that was a crazy scenario where we don't know where any of us would react in that scenario. But my whole thing,
I don't think I would jump in front of a bullet for a dude ever.
You don't think so?
And I wouldn't even put you in that situation.
I wouldn't. Exactly. Like I wouldn't be with a dude who would put me in that situation.
Yeah, you don't put her in the situation in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole thing, I've been, I've had my fun with it, and I was joking around earlier, but yeah, this whole situation to me, honestly, is just wacky.
Yeah, it is weird.
Shout out to the ladies who survived domestic violence. Yeah, that helps.
Yeah. No, my bad. Cold Truth was asking me what I was.
Oh, okay. Well, the thing is, but shout out to women who survived this whole thing, because I mean, good Lord, man.
See, my main thing is like I don't like talking about things that I'm not too sure of. So because I don't know too much about what's going on, I don't want to comment too much on it.
Yeah, I just speculate. These aren't like
that's all
I
you
have
can
no
do.
idea.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
So it was just a crazy scenario. Shout out to the families of everybody that was involved. Especially if this is an abusive relationship where it does seems like that is confirmed. I mean,
yeah, he went that far, man. I don't doubt the abuse. Then if you went this far.
Let's talk about this because you changed your name. Grey Pill was talking about this, talking about like women need to like break up with dudes easier. Let's be real, and we gotta be understanding here. Even with us guys, we dealing with a chick for a minute. It's hard to break up with somebody, especially if there's some types of emotions caught up into it, right? Where like, yeah, I don't feel like this. I don't feel like being with this chick anymore. I still care about her in a sense, right? Like breakups are hard and difficult to deal with. And it's not as simple of just being like, you know what? I'm not feeling this. Let's just go about our ways. Like it's not as simple as that. A lot of the times, there's
somebody
a lot
got
of
to learn. I get it, Dub, but somebody got to learn, man. Like we can't just keep doing like let me ghost, let me play dumb, let me not answer the phone. Like we can't. This is what I'm saying.
Agree with that.
Everybody can't be doing that no more, man. We just can't.
Meet it. You meet it head on. You do meet it head on. But my thing is, even if you meet it head on, in my opinion, there's going to be a negative reaction, and no matter what you do.
Yeah,
there's always going to be one.
Right. It has nothing to do with
unless
that.
you were never
emotionally
invested. Unless you were never emotionally invested, you were just doing it to like manipulate somebody, then that's probably the only time it's easy to break up with somebody, right?
But like even if you were like invested and something goes wrong, and then you're the type of person who runs really hot and really cold, like again, we're acting like something or another, like the victim, however you want to put it, right? In the situation is somehow at fault for the behavior of the other person, and they're not. And I don't just mean that as in we shouldn't blame them, but we can see the connection. No, what I'm saying is that it's not connected. Like even when you listen to all of these incel shooters, right, and their little manifestos, right? They don't care how many women hit on them or wanted to be their girlfriends or whatever. Those girls weren't good enough. They intentionally latched on to the super hot Stacy's that wouldn't give them the time of day, often because they already had boyfriends. Not because of anything wrong with them, but just because they had boyfriends and she wouldn't leave her boyfriend to be with you. It was like, when you think about what it is, no, there's a pathology going on here. This person's brain isn't normal. Okay. And this person's brain is going to intentionally latch onto things in the environment, to things that happen to them and whatever, that is going to reinforce the behavior they already want to engage in. Right. Like it's not really about someone saying no to them or how they said no or blah, blah, blah. Right. It's about the person who decides when they hear the word no, no matter how it was said, no matter how nicely, like the lady who very nicely said, no, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. I'm engaged. My fiance's here. And you know what she got for that? She got shot dead. Right. So I mean, like it's not about how the person responds or whatever, right?
Just never be in a relationship with anybody, problem solved.
Yeah, abstinence is the no, she's right.
I'm just a problem solver, and that's what I do.
Abstinence is the key to like for everything not to happen, right? You
exactly. 100% is pedophilia. If you just stop having kids, no more pedophiles.
Exactly.
Like,
no, that is fair. That is fair.
So that is true, but that's just not reality, you know? Like I can't stay in my house all day to keep myself from getting shot.
That's why.
I mean, you could though.
But people just do whatever it is that
let humanity die off. At least there would be, it would be fine though. It is a solution. I'm with you on this one, Chuckles. I don't know.
The only solution, actually, the only one that actually would work.
Yeah, it'll stop pedophilia and all that stuff. Yeah, it definitely
Well,
would.
eventually, I mean, you know, you would have to wait 18 years, but then eventually,
Yeah.
no more.
Yeah, she was talking
But-
about people that can't take no for an answer, but what we're not realizing is that that's still not a monolith of people, right? Because the people who can't take no for an answer, it could be a cocky dude who's super sure of himself because no one's ever said no to him, and then you say no, and he's like, "How dare you?" Right? And
We
then
need
he
to have
holds you
like a
down and takes something from
rejection
you.
101, it should be standard for all, you know, elementary school students
I
to
blame the
have
parents.
to
I blame the
get
parents.
exactly.
But then, and some people take rejection really, really well, and then guess what? You're just woman 2000 who's rejected them, and they really needed someone to say yes and give them a handy today. And so that's it. Now they're gonna. You see what I'm saying? Like,
hey Ruby, I got you. I got you, Ruby. I got you. You know how they can handle that rejection. You know how they can handle that rejection. Go
Just
to the
pretend
strip
like you're
club.
deaf and you don't have to talk to anybody.
No, go to a strip club.
2000, he just needed a handy. Yeah,
man, that's it. That's all he needed.
Got to catch it.
You want to avoid relationships?
He just
Pretend
need a
like you're
little
deaf.
saliva on it, you know. You need somebody.
Yeah, just a little. You have
Just
to
a
put it in your
little.
mouth. Just spit on it.
Just
It'll be
spit on
fine.
it.
It
It would have been 5 minutes, and that's it. He just needed a good
five.
Yeah, he just needed a good 5 minutes, bro. That's all he needed,
You
man.
think he just needed a blowjob?
Boo! Hey, Erica Badu!
Yo. No, that's facts though. That's facts though. Yo, I need everyone. I need y'all to understand something. There is a thing that happens, I think, for everyone's mindset when you get off, when somebody else is involved in the action. I don't know. Yeah. It's not the same as doing it by yourself, but when somebody else is helping you get off, your mind becomes very at ease.
I got you, Doug. That's what I'm trying to help out the situation. I got Ruby. So again, if he was on 1,999 and he's like, man, I want that 2,000 rejection, he's on his limit. Go to a strip club, put that little $1 out, you know, the little cheap little clubs, and they will never say no to you. They will never say no to you.
That's true.
I know, but they watch Fresh and Fit, and so they need someone who has a real burning desire for them. They can't.
Oh, they got burning desire. They got.
I agree with that though. I don't feel as accomplished with a girl dancing on me in the strip club than in the club.
What if she danced on you like she really means it though?
See, that's
bro. She gotta choose it without my money.
No,
bro.
that's
I
what
just look at her in the club, and she look at me in the club. And I'm like, yeah, come over here, baby.
Yeah, no, that's because of the biases we put out in society. That's why I believe. So Just DeAndre, I think his name is Just DeAndre right now on YouTube. But he like lived in Japan. You know, he has a Japanese wife, whatever. He's back in America now. Anyway, point is that he came up with the articles of prostitution. And basically, this is why prostitution should not only be legalized, but it should be destigmatized. Because if we were to do that, a lot of these problems would automatically disappear. Because the Johns won't be going to prison, right? These women won't be on the stroll on the block and never getting any health care and whatever. So it won't be an immediate STD. But more to the point is that it would be just like a normal thing to happen. So guys wouldn't feel like, oh God, well, if I'm dying for this handy, and if I just pay for the handy, there's nothing wrong with that. Do you know what I mean? Like they would be like, yeah, it's fine. It's a way to blow off steam and get that itch scratched, and it's fine. It's normal. I think if we were to do that, it would seriously solve a lot of the incel problems we currently have in society.
I do believe it, but I don't see the problem with prostitution. I'm not gonna lie. If you got to get it off, you got to get it off.
Yeah, I don't think there should be an issue with it.
Hey, I'm trying to go to DR soon. You feel me? It's legal over there.
I don't shame guys for getting it.
They got IG models in them to bro. It's insane, bro.
My thing is, as long as it's consensual, I don't see the problem. Like if she wants to sell it to you, fair enough. It's her body.
I feel like the girl gets way more shame than the dude does for paying for it.
Of course, there's a double standard there.
No, but Mandrell, a lot of these people don't realize like there's some women that's so good at their job, they don't even have to let you touch them. They're like, yo, you want to call me? Pay me. You want to text me? Pay me. You want to FaceTime me?
I want that kind of confidence, actually.
I was gonna say, like, that sounds
I know a friend chuckles.
You know what's so crazy? No, this is for y'all women. You know what's so crazy? There are so many men out there. There's so many men out there that will be dying for y'all two up here for a touch. I promise you.
I was a stripper for 6 months years ago, and I mean, that would always like really surprise me. Like, I'm not actually doing anything sexual like with these people, but like they would pay me as if I was like.
Yep.
That was
They
crazy.
will. Yep.
That would always
Because
like blow
they
my
want it.
mind.
Because they want it, and men will do a lot. Men would do a lot for some pussy. That's just a fact.
They will.
That's true.
My friend, and you know what? You know what got me on board with the idea of prostitution? My friend hit me with this. Like, it was he was older than me. I was back when I was like 18, 19 years old, and he was like in his 30s and everything. So like he always like hit me with some like wisdom. And he hit me with this. He was like, Robert Kraft. It was when Robert Kraft got busted for the prostitution ring, right? It was like, he goes like, I was like, yeah, that's crazy. What you doing paying for pussy and everything like that? Like, that's wild to me. Because I always thought that was a problem. He was like,
Judgmental people are the problem.
He was like, yo, bro. He was like, why is that a problem? He was like, yeah, because he's paying for pussy. He said, you pay for pussy too? I'm like, what do you mean? No, I don't. He goes like, who pays for the dates?
Oh, my homeboy told me that crap.
Yeah, who pays for the dates?
Yeah,
who goes out? Who pays for the drinks? Who does this? Who does that? I was like, well, I do. He was like, so then what are you doing? I was like, I mean, I got
he's
it.
eliminating the whole process, which is
that's insane. But
I understand his logic, but it's dumb.
You already paid for it, bro.
I get it, but
You're
that's
not,
no, yeah, you're not, and that's
So what are you supposed to do? Just not pay for her dates and stuff, and then
but that's
fuck her?
typically
Like, then
that
that'll
right
make her
there.
feel
What he
great.
said, because my homeboy did the same thing. That right there is it literally it kills for me. It kills the experience in between of what your goal is, because again, my intent is, hey, I want a girlfriend. I want an exclusive girlfriend. I'm looking for a fiance, a wife, right? So me sitting there telling the girl that I'm trying to potentially look for a wife, hey, you know what? Screw the date, screw the event of me getting to know you. Here's $200 because that's how much.
Here's a gift card.
Let's be real.
I'm just trying to end straight to the other smack.
Sometimes I wish that people would just give me a gift card instead of
let's be
having to go
real.
out to be with them.
Let's be real though. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. A lot of these dudes paying for that. They're not paying for that to fucking have a relationship.
That's what I'm
They're
saying.
trying to get up in some banana.
You're right. Then those type of guys.
So they pay for
What's
banana.
worse? At least they're transparent about it, whereas there's other guys who are just lying their fucking ass off. Like, I feel like
Exactly. So those type of guys need to be honest up front. Like, look, don't leave money out the way, right? Just say, you know what? If I come to a girl and you say, hey, you know what? I like you. I want you. And just matter of fact, I even said something like that last time on here, like how to approach it, just to be straightforward about it, right? Just be honest and move on. If it's no, it's no. If it's yes, at least you're honest with that chick.
Fucking handle the truth.
No, but most of these guys who are paying for dates, right, and taking women on dates, they're actually not looking for just to get some, right? Otherwise, they would just go and pay for like an escort or something at the very least, right? No, what they want is a girlfriend. They actually want some free built-in warm bed at night pussy, right? But
let me tell you something.
They have no. Hold on. Let me finish.
Some guys just want to control
Here's
people.
the thing, right? What ends up happening is they're not good at the follow through, and they know that they're exactly the kind of guy who gets played, getting themselves all like, "Oh my god, I swear to God, this one really likes me. This one is right." And so what they think is that because podcasts like Fresh and Fit tell them so, is that, well, if she's really into you, she'll sleep with you on the first date, right? They want to sleep with her on the first date. Doesn't mean they don't want a second date, right? They just don't want to get played, and they have no idea how else to secure that this chick really likes them, and it's not just basically using them for free food, except to get some pussy or maybe some head or something. Like, if she's going to interact with you sexually, at least she likes you, right? And that's what they're thinking of to themselves. It's not because, oh, well, that's just the only way I could possibly get some. Because, like you said, there's so many other ways that are cheaper, and they have no problem with that if that's all they're looking for. They want that woman to be their wife. They just have no idea how to go about it.
I promise you, fam. Listen, I be outside a lot. I've talked to multitudes of women, and I know men that even have their own business, everything. And this is something that I even just see on the street. Fam, there's a bar out in the streets. There's a bar out in the streets where literally what they do is they go to that bar to pay for women and their drinks. And the women, they work there. Their job is to entertain those guests. A lot of times they don't even sleep with them. Sometimes they don't sleep with, but they're still wasting all money on them with the goal to sleep with them. That's with a bar in my local Trenton. I've seen other times where I see women in their bank account get sent freaking money because men are just trying to sleep with them. I promise you. Now this may be from my own anecdotal experience, but even then, they pay for dates. They sit here and pay for dates. They go out to dates with them. They sit here and pay for everything. I've done it. Multiple dudes have done it. They sit here, they just do that thing with the goal and the objective of getting that panani for a lot. Like a lot of dudes do that, which is why I do feel bad for women, because when a dude does do that, like it's kind of hard to differentiate when is this dude serious or is he not serious. You feel what I'm saying? So I do feel bad for women because it's kind of hard to differentiate, and then they call it some bogus ass relationships because they just doing something that they think is like crazy. But a lot of dudes do that just with the goal objective of, yeah, I'm just trying to get some.
But you know what, though? Not for anything. First of all, I do have to say, I do think we need to clarify that there is a difference between you're already out at the bar, everyone's drinking, you're like, hey, girls, can I buy you a drink? Because you're hoping one of them is going to say, yeah, I'll go home with you tonight. That is a very different scenario than you acquired, I don't know how, maybe through Bumble or something like that, or Tinder.
Yeah, Tinder or other dating profiles.
And then through Tinder, you said, hey, let's go on a date and you're going to get dressed up. I'm going to pay money to go and we're going to eat for hundreds of dollars. And, like, it's Tinder. Literally, you could say, hey, want to hook up to 99% of Tinder? And they'll say yes. Right. So like, because Tinder's like the hookup site. So if they're saying, I want to bring you out to a restaurant and bring you out to dinner and it's because they see that chick as someone worth going out in public with, because, and like, you don't have to in the culture anymore. You don't have to be like, okay, well, I have to go 3 dates and That was like, you know, old millennials. That's our culture, right? And the culture now, you don't have to do all of that. Women are about that life. Right, they're about
now it's far more easier, 1,000%, like 1,000%. I'm saying that things like that still very much happen in today's society, especially like if you talking about dating websites. That actually happens a lot in dating websites. I know some women, older women, that was in dating websites, and guess what? They sat here, used it, got with dudes, went on dates, got the smash, pound town. You feel me? And you know, nothing much came out of that relationship because they was getting what they wanted. You feel me? So it's like, but wait. There's more. Whoa.
Yeah, I think that what you're doing is, and I mean, maybe again, maybe I'm missing. I'd say there's a small percentage that are literally going through this whole entire hullabaloo, and the only thing they wanted was an itch scratch. But the truth is, the majority of people like to play things off when things don't work out. You know, and so they'll play it off and be like, I just wanted to get my ID. I just wanted to get the itch. They just say that they wanted one thing when that's not all they wanted, right? They're not willing to admit to themselves.
You talking about men?
I'm talking about men. I'm talking about women. I'm talking about people.
Yeah, people don't know what they want.
Yeah, and humans don't
I agree with that. Actually,
they wanted one thing and it didn't work out for them, right?
You know what? That's a very good point. That is true. I have seen a lot of men
it's a mind fuck, dude. It's a mind fuck when you're trying to figure it out too. Like it could, it happens a lot with internet stuff too, because it's like, if you had no intention to like fuck me or meet me, like then what was the whole point of that whole exchange? Like, you know what I mean? It's weird. It's weird. It freaks me out.
And people will do that who are married, and then you know you're stroking their ego. They never want to sleep with you. They just want their ego stroked, right?
Why? Like, but how is that ego stroking to like not sleep with somebody? Like that's what I don't get. Like, I don't understand. How does that?
It's like because you. All right, play devil's advocate
an internet
here.
Person.
It's like
Dub, before you get to your story, got to get a promotion shout out.
Speaking of, you know, hitting it and, you know, getting the game right to get the ladies, when you come home from a long day of work, when you're tired and your girl looks at you and, you know, you're having a little trouble down there sometimes because you're so damn tired, testosterone levels might be low. You see that blue pill in that corner of the edge of your seat? Please take that Blue Chew or Cialis. Enter code word Blue Chew or Cialis and get 15 to 20% off. If you're a first-time customer, you'll get 40% off. $15.99. Bingo.
Love it.
All right, go ahead and tell your story.
Fuck, I forgot.
Is everybody talking about sex? We talking about sex now. Go ahead.
Oh my god, what was it? I forgot. What were we talking about? I was paying attention to that.
Chuckles was saying something, and Dub said he's got a story to tell you.
What was the story? Oh my god, I forgot it.
We were talking about internet people and weird people who don't know what they want.
Fuck, I forgot. Damn it.
Shout out to me. Shout out
like,
to
why
me.
would a married person pursue an internet relationship?
Oh, I got it now.
Got
it. So yeah, you talking about them like just talking game and not like really doing anything, right?
Having no plans. Yeah, like it's weird.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I understand because a lot of dudes, like from that have told me, and even me, like, you just want to feel like you still got it, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's sometimes just as simple
Okay,
as that.
why don't? But
Sometimes
if
just
you're
as simple
married,
as
why
that.
wouldn't they do that with their like wife or something?
Because your wife has to like
That
well, wait,
wow.
number one, there's twofold because I'm married, so I'll say this. Number one, because you've committed to someone for like the rest of your life, so like, yeah, I'm gonna sleep with you. Kind of have no choice though, in a way, right? Like that's like my husband. Of course, he's gonna sleep with me, even if I'm fatter and uglier. Of course, he's gonna sleep with me, right? Of course, he's gonna hit on me. Of course, he's gonna do these things. It's the work of marriage. So if some rando though that doesn't owe me anything, that didn't swear to anything, hits on me, then I've still got it, right? Or if so that's number one. But the other part, hold on. But there's a second part. The second part is that in a marriage, the truth is most of what you're doing, there's the business of marriage, right? You guys are functioning as two human beings, building a life and maintaining a life together. That doesn't allow for a lot of the frivolousness of dating, the funness of dating, the freshness of dating, the newness of dating. It doesn't allow for that. And so the person on the internet, you don't have bills shared with them. You didn't forget to pay the light bill. You didn't, didn't pick up that stuff for the kids. You don't have to worry about the kids' new diarrhea thing. You guys don't have that between you, right? For the two of you could be like 17-year-olds together, right? And it's great. And so then you get to do that. You get to feel young again and viral again, and they want you again and whatever. And then you can hang up and you can go back to your real life, right? That's really what
it's an escape. And that's the main thing, right? And I'm not even saying this to justify it. I'm saying this to create an understanding on why this is happening, right? Why this is happening is mainly because of an ego stroke for the man or the woman, a feeling of just funness. Because let's be real, toxicity is fun. We need to be honest with that. A lot of toxicity is just a fun thing to do. It is what it is. Like, it is. I'm sorry. It's fun being a headache. It's fun doing things you're not supposed to be doing. And even when, let's say, I'll use myself as an example. Let's say if I'm messing with a dude with a boyfriend, hey, there's an extra level of like, because there's an extra level of excitement there because we're not really supposed to be doing something that
why don't they be that toxic with each other? Again, when we're talking about marriage now, that's work. So we know when we come together, I have my relationship myself. I come in with you can.
It's my duty. That's my duty. It's my job as a man to my woman. You feel me? So like that same level of toxicity will never be there because that is my woman. Now that doesn't mean you can't have fun with your woman. Like that's a whole different thing. But you can definitely find other ways to have fun.
Yeah, but I feel like it's a lot though for me to like even a woman to go out her way to schedule, to plan, to find some kind of toxic activity outside of our relationship or marriage just to get that natural high or whatever, and then come back to the relationship marriage like everything's normal. I feel like you lose a part of what we supposed to have together and what we could build on it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel.
I agree. And that's the right thing to understand. But it's like an ego stroke as well. Let's be real. Grey Pill, especially in your younger days, when you had 3 girls lined up in one day, and after you got the job done, that shit felt accomplishing, right?
Yeah, that was a good moment.
Hey, it's kind of the same thing. You feel me?
Yeah, if I'm in a relationship with somebody, and I give example, right? But it's not me sleeping on it. And I'm thinking like if I got a girlfriend and I go get a fresh haircut, clean clothes, fresh white kick sneakers, that's a high for me also. But then if a girl walk past me and I come out, and this literally happened, I come out the barbershop and a chick walk past like, you smell good. You got that fresh haircut. You damn right. That's pretty much how it goes. But I'm not gonna take that moment and be like, yeah, girl, let me go ahead and get that number and see I can got that. That's too much work, especially if I got somebody at home or somebody that I know I know for a fact that can like, you know what? Anything my man asks or need of me, I'm gonna do it for him regardless. I've seen plenty of women, same anecdotal experience, right? I remember when Jared was so popular, this one dude cheated on his wife, and the wife was like, she wasn't mad the fact that he cheated. She was like, why would you go choose another woman when everything sexually, physically that I do for you, you decide to go somewhere else? She's like, do I not suck your blank the way you want it? And he's like, yeah. Do I not let you do everything? He's like, yeah. She's like, so what's the point of you going out to do that?
Ego. And you probably don't fall under the same
challenge anymore.
She's like, even
you don't fall under the same thing. Yeah.
Men like
You
a
don't fall
challenge.
under
Men like to
you.
pursue.
Yes. Yes.
And
You
it's
don't
very
fall
hard
under.
to be a wife and also pursuable. Trust me, I do both.
Don't
But
get married.
no, but you have to give.
Don't get
This is
married.
the thing. You have to scratch all of the itches. It's very hard to be in a really great marriage because part of marriage is literally the antithesis of dating, right? So you have to be pursuable as a woman and still fulfill his everyone need. So in a way, though, you have to, it's almost like he has to be trying to pursue you constantly. But when he gets it, oh my God, it's the most mind-blowing thing ever because you know exactly what he likes, exactly how he likes it. Right. So it's about being able to add that allure and that mystery and letting him think like, not just like, of course he can
It's
get
a
it whenever he
game,
wants to
even
get it.
in
And then
marriage,
who
is
cares? So ho
insane,
hum.
bro.
Like
Yeah,
letting
you don't
him
want to
think
do the
that
obligation.
you might not be able to get it. What
No,
if you can't get it?
it's so insane,
Yeah,
bro.
it's
It's
a
a
game,
game,
dude. It's a
bro. It's
fucking
all a
game, dude.
game,
I know.
bro.
And even when I was
It's so annoying.
dancing, like it was like you had to go into the dressing room to like make people think that you were in a dance so that you become more desirable to them. It was like a whole like thing where you have to like mind fuck everybody. It's weird.
Bro, it's
Like
just all
even
a
if you're not
game.
busy, you have to pretend like you are very busy all of the time.
And again,
Ignore
this
people.
is not a way to justify this. This is still a very bad thing to do. But this is just a way to get people to understand why things like this happen. It's just a big game and an ego trip. And it's a difference when you're getting something from somebody that you feel as if is like supposed to do something rather than somebody doing something that naturally you're like they're not supposed to do something, like they're not obligated to do so, right? For example, if let's say my family like holds the door open for me, I'll be like, expect it, you're my fucking family. If a stranger opens the door for me, oh thanks, appreciate that, I don't expect you to do that, so of course I'm gonna treat that more valuable than like my family. You feel me?
Especially if you do something all of the time as well, you don't appreciate it as much. Or if
Then
you
that's a fact
something
as well. Yep.
Yeah.
That is
Some people
100%.
really like I don't like change. So I
Right, on that note, sorry, Ruby. Man.
Down here, I make the rules.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah. No, I was just
And at
saying
the
like
same
I
time
like
talking.
predictability and
Finish your thought out,
familiarity.
and then
So
we're
I
gonna go
wouldn't want
final
to be
thoughts.
surprised, but some people do. So, you know, you have to know your mate and then you have to give them what they want and need. I don't want to be surprised. I don't want spontaneity, right? But my husband wants those types of things for me. So I have to figure out a way for me to stroke that need in him, right? Just like he needs to give me consistency and predictability because that's what I need. You know, you have to know your spouse that way. It's not just a game, but it's just human beings. We have our different love languages, we have our different personalities, we have our different makeups, right? And we all have a different sense of normal, and we all have a different sense of, you know, need and fulfillment. And so it's just about, you know, being willing to give your significant other the things that they want and need, just like they should be willing to do that for you, right? So
if
Yeah,
you
you
love
should know
someone,
your
you
partner.
sacrifices. Yeah.
And I hate
Fair
this.
enough.
Like everyone wants just
we're gonna get final thoughts.
Yeah, this is my final thought.
We're gonna get.
Oh, okay, I got you. Like this is my final thought right here. Like everybody wants a
we're gonna do final
specific.
thoughts. Yeah. Go ahead.
What your sound is really behind, GP.
I know it's a delay on my end. It's on my. Go ahead, Dub.
Okay. Yeah. So so what's it called? This messing me up. So my final thought is basically like everybody wants a specific answer. Everybody wants like a one answer, like three answers on like why like marriages aren't that good or relationships aren't that good. Answer. There's a lot of things that goes into it, and there's not one thing that you're gonna do in a relationship or a marriage that's just gonna fix it. Like that's why everyone is just different. That's why you need to talk to some people, open up some doors, and talk to some people to figure out what's going on and really look deep and challenge yourself. Because a lot of people don't do this enough. They don't challenge their own thought process. They don't challenge their own states of mind, and don't open themselves to the possibility that maybe they're looking things in a wrong way. And that's another big issue that's happening in today's society is a high entitlement that they think that this is the right way. So it's like it's always going to be a different answer, and people need to stop looking for the one or two or three answers that they think is correct, because it's not like that. It's never going to be like that.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. And it's nice to meet you, Deb. I'm glad that I got to meet you today. I find you really entertaining. So hopefully I get to see you again.
And when y'all doing this again, I'll stop by again, man. I was actually glad to catch this before I ended my stream. So appreciate y'all. Y'all be easy. Salute.
All right. Every Tuesday. See you next
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yes.
Gotcha. Peace.
All right. Chacos.
Bye. Yes.
Hi. Do you have some last thoughts or final thoughts for
Oh,
us tonight?
I just thank you for having me. It was super fun, and I hope we get to do this again soon. Every
Yes.
Tuesday, right?
I'm so happy I met you. Just so you know, in the back chat, in the private chat, because I was like, your story reminds me so much of the story, and I couldn't remember what the names were of the people. So I went and found someone who covered it like in full. Her name was Creep Show Art, and I posted a link of like the story so you could like see it, because I feel like you'll really relate and be like, yeah, this is so happening to me too. So
yeah, absolutely. I just clicked on it, and I'm gonna watch that tonight. Actually, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Good luck, and hopefully we see you soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Bye.
Thank you for being here. I am acting as GP today since I'm a co-host, and well, he'll be back. You just need to reboot. But thank you very much.
Bye.
All right, bye. Mandrell, are you here? You just need to reboot. But thank you very much. No. Okay. Well, while we're waiting for Mandrell, I will give my final thoughts, since we all know that is like so needed always.
Wake up,
It's not like I
Mandrell.
speak enough during the show, right? Are you back now? Are you good? No, you're still.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Mandrell, you awake?
No, not yet. We'll hope he comes back by the time I finish. Mandrell, it's your turn. It's your turn. We'll see. I don't know. Okay. Oh, hey, Mandrell.
Hey, how you doing, Ruby?
Not too bad. How you doing?
Doing all right. I'll be dropping
You hear me
my huh?
You hear me calling for you for your final thoughts?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, okay, perfect. Well, we'd like to hear your final thoughts of the night.
Okay, my final thoughts. People, arm yourself if you live in the continental United States. If you live in a state that's gun friendly, please get your gun. If you need a gun permit, because you do not need a gun permit largely in the southeast of the United States. That means up to Tennessee, as high as Tennessee and North Carolina. Anything south of that, that's the southeast, okay? Not Texas, not Louisiana. As far out west as Mississippi, that's it. That's the border. As far out east as Georgia and Florida, that's it. If you're north of North Carolina and Tennessee, you're not the South. You're South-ish. Kind of. But buy a weapon, people. Learn how to use it. Learn how to use it. And get therapy. Please. It's not for weaklings. I promise you it's not. Therapists get therapists. You know, presidents have therapists. Politicians, name any powerful person on the planet, they all have therapists. So it's not for the weak. Yeah, it's not for the weak. You know, it's not. I wish we could get rid of that stigma, because therapy can't help with things like this. I understand it's not for everyone, but if it's not for you, please get help somewhere. Learn. It's not worth it, dude, because you're gonna meet. The guy was gonna meet someone else, and probably fall in love. You know what I mean, and have a good life. It's a shame that it had to end that way. It ain't worth it, fellas. I mean, it really isn't. Yeah. And to the women out there, okay, like I said, buy a gun, learn how to use it, protect yourself. Don't run outside to the balcony and corner yourself. That's no. It's not the way to go, because you're gonna have to shoot the person in. If you catch him in the house, you could probably scare him off. But yeah, don't, man. This is just a tragic situation, and yeah, it's unfortunate. There's really nothing else to say about it. It's unfortunate. Ladies, if you're in an abusive relationship, find a way to escape. Pretty please. It ain't worth it to stick with it, because he's not going to change. All right, that's what we got.
I appreciate you, good sir.
Nice to see you again, Mandrell. To be on a panel with you again.
Yeah, I saw you. I check your show out, though. I do watch your content.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I have some pre-recorded content coming out. I'm gonna be dropping it at the beginning of the year. Finally, gonna be dropping the episodes of the workouts.
Yeah.
Finally, gonna be dropping those.
Good.
Yeah.
I saw your conversation you was having with somebody about like just as important, just not being on not being on YouTube as well. So keep doing your thing, sir.
So what now? Conversation of what now? You froze for a minute.
Yeah, Instagram reels, like a stuff you be doing to help fitness. So keep doing a good job, sir.
All right, thank you, appreciate it, and thanks for having me, Grey Pill.
Anytime,
appreciate it.
It's my turn.
Yes.
So I actually love the fact that Mandrill brought up the gun thing, because my final thoughts were also about guns, obviously in a very different way. Obviously. Because, I mean, there's only so much we could cover in the show as we're covering this story. And so the first thing I wanted to point out is that Noel said that it's unclear where Carricker obtained the shotgun. Because he never owned one in Washington because he was suicidal. Okay. And so in Washington, that matters. Like the fact that you've been pathologically suicidal before, or say murderous or whatever, matters and would preclude you from being able to get a license and from being able to buy a gun. And so they believe that he purchased it in West Virginia, a state notoriously loose with gun control laws. So firearms dealers in the state are required to perform background checks, but private sellers are not. And so he had years and years and years. Carricker, right? Conrad, the shooter, had years of mental health troubles back home in Washington, which included threats of suicide, self-harm, resulting in calls to the police and hospitalization, along with reports to the police from her friends and family about his aggressive behavior. Okay, so let's all of this thing, we're like, oh, there's no evidence. There's no evidence. No one said there's no evidence. But what I would like to point out is the fact that intelligent gun control laws is not taking people's rights away. What it's doing is it's making things safer. Because, hey, guess what? If you're totally sane and you have a gun, but a crazy person who's pathologically suicidal with a vendetta against you also has a gun, guess who's probably going to lose that fight? It's the sane person. And we need to recognize that, just like as a logic thing, that if all of the states around him, including where they were, right? If all of the states had the same common sense gun control laws that Washington did, this never would have happened, because he never would have had access to a gun to begin with. And so while he might have showed up there and maybe punched the guy in the face, maybe he would have pulled out a knife, you'd see the knife from far away, and then you just lock the door, right? And call the police. They wouldn't be able to shoot through it. You can't really stab through a car door or a house door or any door. Trust me. Right. So it's just like, we need to recognize sometimes that it's like, hey, first of all, this guy had a lot of mental health issues. He was really short. Like, he was shorter than she was while she was in flats, like a little bit, but she looks pretty short also. So that would suggest to me that, yeah, she's probably the best he was ever going to do. At least that's the way he felt about it. And when he was already someone with a lot of mental health issues in a lot of different ways, and he was also aggressive, violent, and police called on him countless times, and it kind of seems like, yeah, no, of course things were going to eventually get to this place, which is why places like Washington don't allow you to get a gun, to try to minimize when you finally, like, literally lose your mind and go on a rampage. They're trying to minimize the casualties. I don't think it's bad, and I don't think that's taking rights away from people. So I think we need to maybe look at that, A, and B, I think we need to stop criticizing Holle and trying to look at Holle as though Holle did something wrong. Okay. Number one, what you have no idea what you would do in exactly that scenario. I've never even been in that scenario. Right. I was shot. B, so the guy showed up. They saw him coming around the corner. They literally very easily could have pulled out a camera then. Didn't. They could have filmed the first interactions, didn't. They could have filmed so many things. They really filmed the last 35 seconds, okay? With that 35 seconds, remember, because they called the police. The police were already on scene when they started filming, okay? I want you guys to recognize how long everything happened before they pulled out this camera. And even from that perspective, it's like, you're like, oh, why would they do this? We live in the 21st century. We pull out a phone and take pictures and video and whatever for everything. Why? Because we require evidence. Why? Because we literally live in a place now where you can collect evidence like this. So if you don't collect evidence, you look guilty, right? What did we all say about, what's her name? Amber Heard. That's her name, right? Amber Heard?
Yep.
Yeah,
We
okay.
call her Amber Turd, but yes.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too, right? But we were like, oh yeah, you were so badly abused, right? Where's all your images of this? Where's your evidence of it? Because all of the evidence that we've seen, pictures of you in various places and whatever, you don't have a bruise on your body or on your face. And so in comparison to your stories, this doesn't make any sense. Where's your evidence? And I think that's a reasonable thing for us to say in this day and age, right? Where's the evidence? It's pretty easy to get evidence, right? And so I think that we need to recognize that it's not ridiculous or irrational for 21-year-olds to pull out a camera and film or to take pictures or whatever. And we need to stop being so damn judgmental about people pulling out the cameras. If I pull up my camera and talk to my following, like, in a way we have like a parasocial relationship, right? So it's something I do. And like, this wouldn't be different. A guy named Sloan, Lazy. No, it was Sloan. It's one or the other. One of them, I don't know, you can go look at both of those channels. One of them has a video in the last week where he was assaulted at a club. And he told us the story of what happened to him at the club, right? Like, it was pre-recorded and stuff, but like, that's what people do because this is their following. And you know what I mean? So I don't think it's ridiculous. I don't think it's psychotic. I don't think it proves something negative or da-da-da, or she's lying or whatever. She doesn't deserve our compassion. Like, I think it's absolutely ridiculous what we do sometimes to victims. And I really wish that we could like just pause and recognize that we're in an insanely privileged position, that we have so much access to the details of these crimes and of people's lives like this. And that should maybe make us a tiny bit more charitable, not less charitable. So that's where I'm at. Thanks.
All right. Fair enough. Appreciate you. And we will see you next time. Miana.
Yes. See you next week.
All right. So in the spirit of not victim blaming, again, I want to apologize to everybody. Long day, woke up with a headache. Thought I had time to get stuff done, but when you plan things and other stuff comes in your way, it kind of derails you and add more time for you to get stuff done. So Marcus and Cold Truth Mel asked for a link for conversation. I apologize. I literally came in here with a headache, so I had some coffee and some caffeinated soda just to get through, and I didn't want a long stroke and add more context conversation. Like always, we are here. And Mel, you get emails not this time, but you're always welcome, so you already know. But every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Time, unless like last week we had a special guest for Tuesday. Last Tuesday, didn't be an hour earlier. But every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Time for the group conversation. Anything other than that, just me doing my thing. So with that being said, I'm not going to harp too much on the Holle and Hunter situation, but I do understand the optics of it all. Like, hey, you know what? Hunter, just from the video, you're a grown man. You have your license to carry. You have weapons that you took pictures of. Your TikTok and all this other stuff you got going on. You look like you're 90 pounds wet. You should handle stuff a little bit more betterly. Also, from the optics from the outside looking in, from all your videos, your controversial videos, your debating videos, you're very intelligent. You should, act accordingly. You should have moved a little bit better. You should have been a man for that position, for that just a video sake. And I get it, all the judgment. Same thing go for Holle. Hey, Holle's a very pretty girl. She got dating an older gentleman. All this other stuff. And I get it that she obviously haven't been in these situations where people haven't run up to her and bring up guns. I have, and I haven't even been in the service. Mandrell and Wes is trained and been dealing with this for years. So I get it. Maybe it's a guy thing versus a woman thing, but even still, between the stuff that Chuckles and Classic Ruby said, there's given their perspective on just, hey, you know what? Sometimes women are trained for it. Some women are prepared for it. Some women don't. So different strokes for different folks. So with that being said, I would say this to Holly: get therapy, get some help. Clearly, you got issues. Like I'm not gonna try to disrespect you, play out. Clearly, there's issues here. You was in a relationship with somebody for 11 years. Yes, the guy was El Loco, whatever's going on with him. But at the same time, you had just as much issues staying in that relationship. That's a fact. There's no dancing around it. There's no, oh my God, yes. Fine. Mandrill had something he said earlier. Look for ways, exit strategies, multiple exit strategies, women, when you come involved with relationships like this. Look for exit strategies all the time. Matter of fact, I would suggest for women in the beginning, if you see red flags and it's not your intent, this is the type of boyfriend or type of fiance or type of husband, that's a red flag. Don't sit there and try to pamper that red flag, depending on what the red flag is: abuse, holding, coddling, whatever the situation. If it make you feel uncomfortable, because y'all women got that third eye and that extra instinct around y'all feel like it's cringe. Lead with that. Lead with that. Okay. So it's done. It's over. It sucks. I wish this never on anybody else, especially when it comes to women. Go get therapy. The money that you're saving up for the GoFundMe, you had money before you had the GoFundMe, so clearly you can pay the medical bill. You got the money for the GoFundMe. Use that money to go find some therapy, some actual therapy. Not arrow that on YouTube. Let's not find no YouTube therapist, because I already know how that goes. Find some actual genuine therapists that actually keep whatever conversation you have with that person private and confidential, so your business won't be out there and be all over the media all over again. That would be my suggestion to you. I will also say not even engage in relationship. Break the relationship off with Hunter. Don't even continue the relationship no more until you actually got some real healing. Because that doesn't even make any sense for you to be in a damaged relationship for 11 years, abusive relationship for 11 years, then all of a sudden just jump onto another relationship just a few months later. That doesn't make any sense. Like, I get it. You didn't love the guy. You wasn't with him no more. You didn't feel in love with him no more. I totally get it. But you need the self-love. You need some self-love, some self-care, some kind of real therapy, some healthy management for yourself to how to navigate through life the better way. And I get it. Everybody's not perfect, but that would be my suggestion. Also for Hunter, you're very educated, bro. I've seen a lot of debates. You seem like you understand a lot of stuff. I will also suggest, if you really care about this girl, like you say you do, y'all hugged up on pictures all over media and everything else, I would say even encourage her to get therapy. Matter of fact, do group therapy, because you was in a traumatic situation where your life was on the line. I don't know if this happened to you before. If this is your first time, seek therapy for yourself too. Both y'all get some counseling, one for her, one for you, and one together, so y'all can manage this accordingly, right? But at the same time, understand what this might mean. Now, everybody all talking about this whole Destiny situation, so let's not be a circle jerk of the, hey, let me be like Destiny. I'm not saying you are, but hey, you know what? I got the girl that got the guy from the girl from the guy, and then now now another guy is taking my girl that I took the girl from that guy, and now it's like I'm on Twitter talking about it, I'm on YouTube talking about it. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Stick to your lane and do what you do. But I would suggest therapy for yourself. Stop tweeting consistently about it. Same thing, Holly, because y'all stay on Twitter still tweet about, oh, the people thinking I'm this. Let me tweet about it. Oh, the people thinking I'm this. Let me tweet about it. Move on. Move on. You get you some therapy. Y'all get some group therapy if y'all love and care about each other. If y'all say this is going to be a relationship, y'all going to look for marriage and whatever else moving stronger and take it from there. So I will. Oh, last thing. So we was talking about the relationship and whatever somebody said. You don't need to, and this is my opinion, fellas, ladies, you don't need to go outside your exclusive relationship to get that extra dopamine hit of do I still got it type phase. women, you know you're attractive when when strange men or men that's not your boyfriend or whatever is giving you compliments, especially on if you got Instagram and stuff like that. Heck, you can have a filter avatar and guys will be flirting with you. That should be enough. You could be walking on the street with looking like a female Muslim, all wrapped up and just showing nothing but your head. You're getting guys is coming at you with attention. If it's just a sexual thing, just be open and honest about yours. Same thing with the fellas. You don't need to step outside your relationship to get that extra, like Dub was saying, the extra toxic dopamine hit of, do I still got it? You get clean cut, get in shape, whatever. You walk in the door, some woman gonna look at you like, okay, I see you. That should be validation enough. You got it. That should be validation enough. Now, if you choose to have kids, guess what? That's gonna be a piece of your relationship and your time that's gonna be less from your woman, gonna be more focused on that kid. Period. That's part of marriage. That's part of having a kid. Sorry. So you can go the route, which I don't know, the conversation came about the Fresh and Fit route. Hey, do like they do. Sugar baby sites. Buy the women, buy the pee. Go do what you need to do. But don't make excuses for what you did, especially in your current relationship, especially if it's a verbal one. Hey, don't cheat, don't disrespect me, don't lie to me. Like, that should be common sense. But if somebody have to literally spell it out to you, then you are the bad guy. So with that being said, catch you next day, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Time, like always. So thank you. And I will catch y'all guys later.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.